What's good, y'all? I'm Jamil Parker, and this is YSM Sports Media here with my man Chris Millie. What up, Chris?
Yo, what's up, Jay? How you doing, brother?
I'm chilling. Glad to see you healthy.
Yeah, brother. Likewise. Likewise. What you doing?
Okay. It's a couple things to unpack. First, obviously, um, news. What's being reported is that Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia negotiations have hit a snag due to rematch clause, citing that right now that there's a one-sided rematch, and whereas though the tank get activated, and that the sides are fighting on if Ryan wins, who's going to be the lead promoter for the fight and who's going to show the fight. Um, Golden Boy in the zone, obviously, if they feel like they want to show the fight. Showtime feels like we're the A side. We want to show the fight. What's your thoughts on that?
It sounds like well, for one, obviously clear as day. It's boxing politics, and this is almost like shades or very delicate shades of like back in the day, like Pacquiao Mayweather stuff. We're dealing with the same type of boxing politics, but this is something where wow, as far as top level boxers go, like this is like what we got, because like we had Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence didn't happen, and then now we got this ordeal going on, and we were all convinced as of a few months ago this is like a done deal. It clearly is not, and here we go with the same like, oh, it could be, whether it's like rehydration clause, like whatever it is on the contracts. We've heard all these stories before, but here we are again, big mega fight. We have no idea what's going on, what's, what side to lean towards, etc., who's in the right. But all we know is that there's a whole team behind both boxers, and they're just going to constantly collaborate and fight each other with what's really going on. And we're at the same time left in the dark. But I don't know. It's hard to say, but that's what I'm looking at. It's the shades of what we've dealt with in the past, history repeating itself. Here we are.
Okay, Chris. All right, we got a comment. My man Rocco McBride, Showtime has a bigger platform than the zone. So to make the most money, it needs to be on Showtime. Good point.
That is a good point.
I see guys running with see, Heyman's what's wrong with boxing. I told you they don't want to fight. You know what I find funny? Matter of fact, I'm gonna wait till more people come in here before I say.
Yeah, let's let this build up, because I want to hear what everyone else has to say. Because I've been reading comments all day, and honestly, I don't know what to think. At the end of the day, I don't know what to think, because we've seen this happen, and like we've seen this happen before, and like it's really not. I think it goes beyond the promotional aspect of it. I think it comes down to, is the time right? And I think it's not really so much the boxers, teams, and all that. The networks behind everything. Is the time right? We got a Super Bowl coming up. We got March Madness coming up. Maybe something's not lining up and we don't know about. I don't know, but this stuff has happened before. I don't know.
I mean, you bring an interesting point with the Super Bowl March Madness, because that's been like, first off,
because this has happened before. We've been led on to these mega fights for them not to happen. Yeah. For the similar reasons for it, or similar excuses, I should say.
Hey, fellas, in the comments, let me know what you think. Who do you feel like is right? Who do you feel like is wrong? Before I give my take, I want a couple more people to come in here.
1 second. I'm in and out. I'm still here. In and out.
All right. Got my man Johnny Full Throttle Ortiz.
What up, Johnny?
What's popping?
What's good, brother? How you doing?
Shoot, man, just grind the same focus. How about y'all?
We're kicking it. We're doing our thing.
Slow motion. I don't know if you've met Chris, but Chris is the writer for YSM Sports Media.
That's lit.
One
That's
one of
lit.
the few contributing to the bigger cause, doing what we do, the greater good of the sport.
All right, so my man Basil Lomachenko. First off, great fucking name, okay? Great name. The Zone production is shitty. Nobody want to hear Matrix. Oh, Mannix and more. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Johnny, give me your thoughts on what's being reported that they're at an impasse over the rematch clause.
So right now it's supposed to be Showtime production, right?
Yes.
So I believe, Ryan Garcia, as big as he is, he never fought a pay-per-view platform. So I could see Showtime production, or if I was Showtime, all right, how about this? If Ryan Garcia was to win, let's do a collab, the Zone / Showtime, because there'll be a 10 times bigger fight because Ryan Garcia be a superstar. All right, let's go to that then. Fuck it.
And Tank's on a streak with sellouts on his venues. So that's probably a big part of the negotiations right there. Tank's been selling out his venues. I mean, obviously, I don't know Ryan's big track record. Like, he's probably not. I don't know. He's probably hasn't been as busy, obviously, as Tank since like the COVID era. You know what I mean? So like, Tank's been selling out. That's all I know for a fact.
Yeah, if Ryan Garcia, if he was to pull off the win, all right, let's make a collab, the Zone / Showtime. That's it. That should be.
All right. I'm trying to get
Should be
at
that
least,
simple.
it's late night, so a lot of people asleep. I guess I'll start off with this. I find it very hypocritical in Oscar's stance. I understand why he's doing it because this is business, and you want to get the most for your guy and the most for your situation.
Mm-hmm.
But let's rewind back in the time just for 1 second, right? Oh wait, my man Pierre never thought this fight would happen in the first place. Whatever the scenario becomes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's rewind
A lot of
back
us were thinking that. A lot of us thinking this wasn't going to happen, but here we are.
Yeah. I wasn't even really calling for this fight like that. Honestly, I didn't think it was ready. But okay, if we go to rewind back, I think this is like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is an Al Heyman fighter, right? So for the guys, Al Heyman's ruined in boxing. Al Heyman's ruined in boxing. He's what's wrong with boxing. Andy Ruiz is an Al Heyman fighter. Anthony Joshua is an Eddie Hearn fighter, and on his own. Andy Ruiz fills in for Jarrell Big Baby Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Ruiz stops Anthony Joshua. Who was the lead promoter in that rematch?
Eddie, right?
Yep.
So wait. I thought it's customary that if you win the rematch, like people are saying online, like the narrative that's being pushed, if you win the rematch, then your guy should be the lead promoter.
Yeah, you should be the A side. I agree with that. Yeah, it's usually how it works.
So
I agree with you 1,000%. I think what Golden Boy trying to say is that Ryan is just as big as a star as Tank. That's what they're trying to push. But
they're trying to push it, but like I said, I think the number, like, I don't know as far as viewership numbers, but I just know when seats are sold, I know Tank is selling out his venues. I know that for a fact. You can't quote me with Ryan Garcia's numbers about venues or the gate numbers. You can't quote me with that. I just know Tank, his numbers are high with selling seats, tickets, and the gate numbers. So as far as A side, B side, if that's what's really holding that shit up, I feel like that should be no contest. Like you gotta lean towards Tank Davis and his team there. Yeah. But
like, to be honest with you, if I was the Zone / Golden Boy, I'll be like, our Golden Boy, all right, cool. If Ryan Garcia was to beat him on Showtime, how about we do a collab next fight? Because Ryan Garcia is going to be an A side and he's going to be a mega superstar. That's
I see nothing wrong with that. That sounds
fair
to me.
I wouldn't be pushing it like, oh yeah, we deserve the shit, this and that. Because no, it's a bit that would make it even a crazier, bigger fight. So, let's push it to be a collab. Y'all gave us a chance. We're gonna do a collab. Ain't no like, yeah, we get the second fight or anything. Because
Yep.
now you got a bigger
Yep.
star fight. Let's do cross promotion.
My
I think
my
both
boy.
promotions owe it to the fighters. They both need each other, and I feel like at the end of the day, it's got to happen soon. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sooner or later, we can't be dealing this whole dancing around crap that we've been dealing with, the fights that we've been wanting to see, and they haven't been happening. So we definitely got to get the
yeah.
ball rolling with that.
If
All
this
right,
fight don't
so
happen, that means Golden
real
Boy was
fast,
on some whole shit.
real
Golden
fast,
Boy's been,
Johnny.
and I didn't want to say it because, I'm not trying to we want everyone to succeed. Me and Jabin, we've said this like a week or two ago. Everyone needs to succeed for boxing to succeed. We don't want Golden Boy or anyone going down under the rug. But look, you see all what happened with Canelo. We don't want that with Ryan Garcia. We want the best to happen for everyone. But track record's there. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say about that.
Tank is the A side. Tank the super.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tank is definitely the A side, no
Mm-hmm.
doubt. So Golden Boy, instead of trying to push like, oh, Ryan Garcia, he's the bigger star. Oh yeah, we need to do the zone. No, y'all got the opportunity to fight on the big pay per view because of
Mm-hmm.
Tank. If y'all win,
Mm-hmm.
now Tank, even though Ryan Garcia, yeah, he's a star, but now he fought the biggest pay per view and he won. How about we do a cross promotion, kind of like how Wilder and Tyson Fury did it? Fuck,
I agree.
that's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I mean. Like everyone says it can't happen. Oh, Bob Arum or Al Heyman, they can't work together. It's happened before. It's happened more times than people even reconcile. It's right there. Like
I think
there's no
Ryan Garcia
excuse.
needs to put that pressure on Golden Boy and everybody on the networks. Because one thing what Tyson
Hey,
Fury and Wilder did, they put the pressure on the
Mm-hmm.
network
hey,
promoters.
Johnny, real fast, right? We got Humberto, Tank, the A side, the pay per view star, Showtime platform. If Ryan pulls the upset, he's agreeing with you. We got Williams saying Ryan is a lame duck. If he loses, he better take advantage of his opportunity. Reason he will never win a belt. All right, we got Espinosa just got off of Twitter talking about it. He's probably on Chicken Talk. Shouts out to Lefty and Chicken Talk. Oscar's trying to pull a Floyd versus Oscar leverage on Tank's team. I agree with that. All right, so um, Joshua Ruiz, Eddie Hearn was the lead promoter in the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander Usyk beat Joshua, didn't he? For
Yeah,
the people that think that Alexander Usyk is an Eddie Hearn matchroom fighter, he is not. He is not. He's signed to I think a Ukrainian or Russian promoters.
he signed
Alex,
with what's it
Um,
called the Klitschko promotion
the guy that rounds K2, right?
Tom Loeffler.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. I
Alex,
don't know his name.
no, this guy's name is Alex Krasiuk.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Alex,
That's right. Makes sense. Yeah.
so he's not with
His
Tom
first name
Loeffler no
Bell
more.
definitely rings the bell.
no.
Mm-hmm.
So Alex Krasiuk is his promoter. The Alex Krasiuk promote was he the lead promoter on Usyk Joshua too?
I don't know
No,
that, honestly. That's
He was not.
mm-hmm.
So we got two instances, and on the zone actually, in which a fighter won and his fighter and his team was not the lead promoter on said
Right.
event.
no,
So
I get where you're coming from exactly, but their argument is we talking about Andrew Ruiz and
well,
Usyk, where nobody besides a hardcore fan gives a
true.
damn about them.
Okay, wait, Johnny.
That's what they
Johnny.
trying to.
I mean, that's an interesting point. The problem is,
Mm-hmm.
when's the last time Ryan Garcia has been on pay-per-view? Never.
Nope. The
Okay.
only
Instagram is not pay-per-view. A
no, I get it.
commercial is not pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Mm-hmm.
got one fighter
Yep.
selling out in DC, selling out
Mm-hmm.
in LA, selling out in New York, selling out in Atlanta, selling out in Baltimore. I'm not I'm not a Tank guy. This is
I'm not
reality.
either guy. At the end of the day, I just want them to fight. Like
Yeah,
I like them both, but
you
like,
got one guy that's selling out across the
yeah.
United States. He's not just I sell out in Vegas. No, he's literally going to different locations and selling out and selling pay-per-views. And then you got one guy that is very popular on Instagram, starting to get notoriety doing commercials and stuff, but it hasn't translated into tangible sales. Like he's not recoup. Like Golden Boy isn't recouping dividends off of this Ryan Garcia, being this star. Like he has 6 million. He got 6 million Instagram followers, but he did 10,000 in a 40,000 seat arena.
Exactly. It don't translate. It don't translate to the ring. Everyone always says that that's about your stock, your followers, and all, but that's not the case.
Okay. Last but not least, Ryan Garcia is from Los Angeles, right? That area?
Right. He should have the backings there.
Johnny, is Ryan
Yeah.
Garcia from Los Angeles?
He's from like on the outskirts.
He's from
I
the
forgot
outskirts.
what yeah,
Then
he
why
probably
the
for like
fuck
an
is
hour outside of there.
why the fuck is Gervonta Davis selling more in Los Angeles than Ryan Garcia?
No, Gervonta Davis is like a rap star, man.
My point exactly.
No, I agree with 1,000%. I'm not arguing, but they probably that's what Golden Boy trying to push that, which is true. Ryan Garcia is going to bring a bigger crowd because even though this ain't technically the best fight, like people try to say Crawford versus Spence is the matchup, but we all know this is a bigger matchup outside of boxing. So Ryan Garcia, it's going to get marketed right. But I agree 1,000% with you. Golden Boy shouldn't be arguing about like, yeah, the second time, we should get the fight. No, let's do a collab because now y'all got the bigger fighter right now. If my fighter pulls it off, let's do a big collab win so the zone can get parts of it. That's where I look at it. They shouldn't be arguing like now I deserve to be on the zone, don't deserve to be on Showtime. That's when
Now,
Golden Boy gonna be on some whole shit. Just collab it and then be cool. The collab fight is a big fight.
So here's my question to both of you guys. Do you think that Ryan Garcia needs this fight more with Tank Davis, or does Tank Davis need this fight more with Ryan Garcia? If the fans when they ask that,
I think they both need this fight.
I agree with that as well. I think they both need that to cement legacy. And there's a lot of people in their weight class they can fight, but as far as the top names, these guys they need each other for sure.
Chris, Gervonta Davis needs two guys. Ryan Garcia is not one of them. To solidify,
he's not one of them. Who are they, Jamil? Who are those guys?
Corey Stevenson and Devin Haney. If I'm not talking about commercial. I'm talking about boxing.
Yep.
If Gervonta Davis beats Devin Haney and beats Shakur Stevenson, he's an all-time great.
I can't argue with that.
He's already a star.
I can't argue with that.
We agree with you. We talk about in boxing, but when it comes to the magnitude of the sport, Ryan Garcia, Tank needs Ryan Garcia more than he needs Devin Haney and Shakur.
As far as like a spectacle and a name fight and something that you can put on a billboard, trust me, those are the names you want to put on there. Nothing really beats that, and they need each other for that. But as far as like variancy and top level in that division, at the end of the day, we could probably name a bunch of people. But you're right. As far as top level names, they do need each other for that top level pay-per-view sale. Like, not that Tank needs anyone to get a pay-per-view, but at the end of the day, top level, they probably need each other for that top level sale.
I hear y'all in a sense, y'all right, but then again, no, because perfect example. Could Ryan Garcia do a pay-per-view with Hector Luis Garcia?
Probably not. Not like Tank would. And I have to agree, like that.
Rolly Romero.
I was
right now, what after the Tank fight?
I feel like Rolly's a little different, in my personal opinion. I feel like he brings a little something, kind of like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the press conferences and whatnot, the build-up he brings. Maybe very similar to Adrian Bronner, maybe not the same skill level. I'm not trying to disrespect Adrian Bronner because he's very skilled and somewhat underrated for what he's brought up in his career. But like, I feel like Rolly's a similar thing. People are going to tune in for him, no matter who he fights or what. I feel like people are, I want to see what he's going to do. Because he kind of brings that.
No, I get where Mill coming from. Where it's before the Tank fight, I would say no, but after the Tank fight,
he doesn't.
That's
if you say
all right. I should have rephrased that. After the Tank fight, yes, people will now tune in for him.
Me and Mill, what you call after you
You're a
fight
star
Tank,
after
Tank is
Tank, kind
breathing.
of like Pitbull. Kind of like Pitbull. You're a
Yeah,
star
Tank.
after Tank.
Yeah, Pitbull's
Very similar.
he's a star.
Me and Johnny have argued for like the last year over Tank's star power. Guess who won that argument?
What's that?
We argued over Tank's star power. Johnny argued for it. I said he wasn't there yet. I was wrong.
At what point? At what point, though? At what point?
This I went to DC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tank brings non-traditional boxing fans to boxing.
Right.
Tank's selling out. They're putting him on tour like a rap star. It's
Okay.
not just Texas. I'm Texas and I'm going Cali, Texas, Cali, Texas, Cali, because that's where
Right.
majority of Mexicans are. Texas, no, they are literally taking him on tour.
Okay.
Like I might as well be watching a fucking little baby, like it's little baby Live Nation. Now that's essentially what's happening.
Okay. I get you
Johnny
now.
was right. Tank's gonna do pay-per-views with
Mm-hmm.
anybody now. Ryan isn't there yet. So when we
Mm-hmm.
say who needs who, I think honestly, Tank could do great numbers. And by great, I'm talking about over 300,000 and 400,000 with Devin,
Mm-hmm.
with Shakur.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even
Well,
more.
that division needs a Super Six, brother.
I agree.
They all got to fight at the end of the
But
day,
I
in
think
my
this
opinion.
people looking at me crazy. I think this Tank versus Ryan Garcia in this era gonna get 1,000,000 buys.
I think you're out of your mind.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
In a streaming area, I think they're gonna get that million.
Mm-hmm.
They already looking at the Raiders Stadium.
The Death
Now,
Star.
to
That would
me,
be a good venue for them. I would love to see that.
depending on when they come to the conclusion, they got to probably push that date back to get the
Mm-hmm.
marketing it deserves. Because one thing you don't want to do is rush a big fight
Sure.
marketing wise. They don't want to be like, yeah, it's the end of February and March and be like, yeah, we're fighting April 15th.
That's
No, you
kind of
push.
why I feel like I brought it up earlier. I feel like all that build up, they got us
You
all
want to
excited a few
push it
months
back to
ago.
like
That's why I'm like,
late May
maybe
or
they only
June,
did that just to add the fire and build it up, and now they're going to put it off.
because that's
Okay,
the
and get
press
us more
conference.
excited because we got all this other crap going on for 2 months. Who knows, though?
Besides Floyd Mayweather, that needs to go on tour. They need
Facts.
to
All right.
do the tours in LA, New York, somewhere else, stuff like that. You need to
Yep.
build that's really a built-in like big fight marketing. So that's the only thing I get irritated with these pay-per-views is like they announce the fight and then it's a month and a half later. Even though
Mhm.
they
Johnny,
no
realest shit ever. I think Ryan Garcia is more popular than Tank. Let me explain why. Ryan Garcia has a hell of a following on social media. Problem is, Ryan Garcia fan base doesn't have money because they're children, they're kids.
Mm.
Instagram is free. YouTube is free, right? It costs a lot of money to watch a Gervonta Davis fight live.
Mhm.
Gervonta Davis has paying customers, whereas though
Mhm.
Ryan Garcia doesn't have that many paying customers. Now, when Ryan Garcia fan base becomes of age, they get jobs, they make money, then I think he will be a star. But right now, currently, they're kids.
but do you think this will be if they get pushed right, it'll be the same crowd that bought Floyd fights that didn't like him, the white corporate men, stuff like that. They're gonna be going for Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I don't think the hardcore Mexican fan has gotten behind Ryan Garcia.
But I'm talking about
Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet, but
I'm talking about like when it comes to Tank, right? I think it'll be such a market where I think how the white corporate bought Floyd to see him lose.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think that would be the fan base for Ryan Garcia too. They will buy the fight, go into these fights, bars and all that, to root for Tank to lose. I think if that fight gets made, I think that's the big fight where it gets to that point where them corporate people
So you mean
going.
for Tank to lose, not Ryan to lose?
They're going to root for Ryan against Tank.
they're going to root for that's what I mean. They want Tank to lose, not Ryan to lose. Yeah, I can agree with that. I feel
And
like
then
that's
from
already
there on,
established. I feel like a lot of people buy in because like that's the thing. It's not like Tank is dominating all of his opponents before stopping them. Kind of almost has that Canelo effect. Canelo, as much as Canelo has a backing, there's a lot of people that tune in because they think, he got lucky with some fights. He's got outboxed by some guys. Tank is usually on the losing side of fights before he wins. And maybe a lot of that's also because of his backing with Floyd. People buying like, oh, it's Floyd's guy. We can't let's buy in and see this guy lose. I don't know. Is this something I realized? I feel like that's been going on for a while. People buying to watch Tank lose
but
because
also
of the persona behind Floyd Mayweather. I don't know.
I was telling Mill this, right? I knew Tank for a while, right? Like right before, like Floyd was definitely the pushing, but Tank already got like the local street hip hop. Like he was already connected, getting shout out from Meek Mills and shout out Glizzy when he was only like 5-0. So he already had the clout. Then once he got with Floyd, it pushed extra more. And then,
I'm not saying that was on the same level. I just think it's very similar in the aspect. People do tune in to watch someone lose, and it's very similar.
Right, I would put it in this situation, right, for different eras, right? For this era, right, for Floyd, when Floyd fought De La Hoya, and after he beat De La Hoya, he kept the momentum. This would be that type of fight for Tank, even though he's A side. If he beats Ryan Garcia in a big fight, he's going to have that momentum where he's the face of boxing. The only thing is, to me, he's not in the money division in boxing where it's 147, 140. Even though he could do catchweights, he could do whatever he want after this fight.
Okay, I don't want to backtrack because I feel like we established this on the start, and I'm sorry if we already established this. Jamil, is this also part of the debate? Do you think Ryan's the A side or B side? Is that also what you're saying right now? Is Ryan the A side?
Ryan is the B side. But wait, let me get to the super chat real fast.
Okay.
I want to send a shout out to my man Esso for the $10 super chat. Ryan did a $1.5 million gate in a tune-up with Fortuna.
Okay.
That's like how Tank did a $2 million gate against Gamboa. Tank 3 or 4 years ahead of Ryan. Tank's also less vulnerable to losing, which helps. All right, go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just coming back to, I don't know if we already established this at the beginning of this video, but I wasn't sure if you were trying to say that Ryan was like the A side of this fight as of today. If it were to happen in the coming month, it was supposed to, or do you think he's not the A side in this fight?
No, he's B side, but we were saying if he wins and becomes the A side, right?
Okay.
He beats Tank. It'd be like A versus A minus. So the fight would be so big where it's just like, all right, let's do a collab. Let's set this shit up. The fighters need to get to it. Like
SO, my point, SO, is you're comparing Ryan doing a $1.5 million gate in Los Angeles to Tank doing a $2 million gate in Atlanta. If you know the cost of living is completely different from Cali to the South. So it's not really good Ryan doing a $1.5 million gate in LA. It's LA.
Like, I mean, Atlanta do got a black hip hop scene though.
No, I'm talking about it costs more. Everything costs more in Los Angeles. There's a higher price point than in Atlanta. It's just, it's just simple. That's just simple math. But I understand Ryan is a couple years behind Tank, but I guarantee you, when Tank fought Isaac Cruz, he didn't do a $1.5 million gate in LA. He didn't.
Nah, that's the running joke. The running joke is if you can't sell that good, they're gonna put you in LA. They put you in Cali.
You serious?
Yeah.
I think that depends on the fighters. I don't know. I think that's very subjective as far as the magnitude of fights, but I do see where you're coming from there. I mean, like, because Tank's got a lot of stock behind him, whether he sells out or not. That's going to be pushed. The fights are going to happen, but the magnitude of fight, like that's the other thing too, because like he's in a stock division, especially now between 130, 140 pounds, like however you want to break it. There's fights there, and at the end of the day, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah.
What you were saying?
Chris.
So I'm in the mountains. Hold
All right. Go ahead. My man A side. What's up, A side?
What's going on, my boy? How you?
I'm chilling, man. What's your thoughts on the situation?
Wait. You know, I just popped in. Which one we talking about?
We're
With Tank
talking
and Tank
about
and Ryan?
Tank Ryan rumors that
I,
negotiations have stalled.
Oh my
I
God.
mean,
Why is it lagging
I
now?
mean, I was just on the space with Espinoza, with Steven Espinoza, and he was saying
That
the
was on
first
Chimmy
time,
Talk.
yeah, he just had popped up on there with us, and he was saying the first time he had heard that everything was stalling was through
Dude,
ESPN
why
and
is my
Mike
phone
Cottinger.
acting up of all times?
Yo, you know
Yo,
you know what's crazy is that fans
you
need to
there?
understand. Fans need to understand that
Yo,
promoters. Yeah, Chris.
I'm like I can hear you guys. I can't see you guys. My
Oh,
video went out.
we can see you.
We can see you now.
Yeah.
I can't see. All right, all right. My bad. I don't know what the heck
Yeah.
happened there.
But dudes got to understand promoters play these little games. Like
Hmm.
Oscar De La Hoya knows that Al Heyman doesn't speak in the media. So what he does is he runs and he uses the media as a tool to get, I guess, to apply pressure to PBC to bend to his demands. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to work this time because fans, as soon as they hear something going on with
Yeah.
PBC negotiations, especially if they Terrence Crawford fans, oh, PBC's at it again. Oh my gosh, they're ruining boxing. This is just like, bro, yo,
Typical.
if it was really that much of an issue, right?
Hmm.
Shouldn't that be handled behind closed doors? Shouldn't you be working diligently to get this deal done instead of running to the media, leaking the information? I'm just
That's a
saying.
good point.
Makes sense.
I did straight on. Can't argue with it.
Go ahead, Beach Cook.
Nah, I was just saying, like, so you popped into space and said the first time you heard about the fight being in jeopardy was through Mike Cappinger on ESPN. But again, just like you were saying, you know, Oscar probably ran over there and said this and said that. But again, what he was saying is he was like, if the only hang up to an April 15th fight with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, if the only hang up is a rematch clause, then he not worried that this fight ain't gonna happen. He said that's what he want to see. He said the issue is Golden Boy might have just that one issue, but he said he ain't heard from the zone yet. The zone haven't said nothing back yet. So what if Golden Boy got one issue, but the zone got five? Then what? You know what I mean? But even beyond that, I think it kind of makes sense if we only doing the rematch clause one way. Uh, Obviously, if Ryan get the fight or if Ryan win that fight, then it would, I guess, from the outside standpoint, it would make sense to allow Golden Boy slash the Zone to put that second fight on. But if you are insider and you got the numbers and you could see that Golden Boy slash the Zone slash whoever not even doing half of the numbers that you doing, why would you still allow that rematch to take place on that platform? It don't make business sense. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're fired to win, I guess in fairness, the fight should be over there. But if y'all not doing business like we doing, or y'all not even doing half of the business or three-quarters of the business that we doing, why would we allow a rematch to take place on your platform when we know it's more money to be made out there? See, the zone don't release their numbers to the public, but they have them, and other people are able to get them. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
That's the
Like,
other thing. I'm
so
not seeing the numbers up front, and it's hard to get a reliable source on that. So it's hard to fucking initiate on like what you're really looking at as far as
no,
what
that's
they're
hard
actually
for us
producing.
to. It's hard for us to get it. Them
Right.
executives and them paper pushes, they got the numbers for sure.
Hit.
Mhm.
This is exactly what I said before. If Ryan Garcia wins, if I was Golden Boy, just collab it. All right, the Zone slash Showtime pay per view.
Mhm.
But why
Gotta
would
just
we
finalize
collab it
that.
if we know y'all? If I why would I collab with you if I know you can't do half of what I do? It
But
don't
you
make
gotta look.
no matter
But
who
you
win.
all.
It don't. Go ahead.
But you also gotta look at it too. If Ryan Garcia wins, now you know how big of a star he is.
Yeah, but your
Yo,
So
business. See,
I got a
it's not
question
about
for you. Is
it's kind of
Dimitri
like how
Bivol a
Tyson
star?
Fury.
who.
Is Dimitri Bivol a star?
No,
No way.
no way.
You see what I'm saying? I
No,
can't.
but I think this is a different type of fight. Nobody gave a damn
No,
about Canelo fighting Dimitri Bivol.
no.
Well,
Hear me
Bivol and
out.
Beterbiev
Just
is not
because
that
you
big a
win
fight.
doesn't
And
make
even
you a
though they're the
star.
biggest names in their division, that's like minuscule when comparison. But
Most people was like, huh? Even though I knew,
it
I
should be
told people
big.
like, yo, once that fight, I was like, yo, that's a tough fight for Canelo. He picked on the wrong cherry. I personally know because I'm a boxing person. Most
Right.
people was like, who the fuck is this? Oh,
It's
this is
only
another
like 4
cherry
or
on his
5
list.
stars in boxing.
Yeah.
This
It's
ain't
only
that type of fight where it's
Wait,
a cherry on them.
okay. Let's run the guys who are stars now.
Okay.
AJ, Tank,
AJ,
You got Canelo, you got AJ, you got
Tyson
AJ,
Fury,
Tank, Canelo,
Canelo,
Tyson Fury, and
Tyson Fury.
Gervonta Davis,
And
Deontay
Wilder,
Wilder.
that's probably about the
We're,
5 that whole weight right now.
oh, here's the other thing. I know this has been up and down in debate. Where do you rank Spence in a top 5, top 10 stardom? Where's Spence at?
he higher than Wilder.
Spence and Tank are like
No,
The
neck and neck,
same
like
level,
5 and
same
6.
level ordeal
no,
there.
he's top 10. I'll put as a star right now. I'll put
All right, what about
as a
Tank
Black
or
American
Spence? Who do
He
Tank.
you
not
put?
Tank
Who do you
higher
put
than
Wilder
him.
is
first?
Tank
over
higher than him, Jamil.
Tank or
Tank and
Tank
Wilder
higher
Spence?
over
than him.
Spence.
Okay.
Wait, said Mitchell. Say that again.
I said Tank is higher than Errol Spence. Errol Spence put 40,000 people in Cowboy Stadium and did a $5 million gate. Tank put 19,000 people in the Barclays and did a $5 million gate. I think it's fair to say that Tank is beyond him.
Yo, the only thing that has them neck and neck is that Earl sells more pay-per-views than Tank consistently.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
Earl got the opponents.
That
Yeah, but
started
Danny,
off
Danny
Mikey
Garcia,
Garcia.
Mike Garcia,
It
that's
and
took a
probably only
Mikey
did like
Garcia
20,000
first.
more
yeah,
pay-per-views.
It took a Mikey first to get that level, but after that,
He probably only selling
were
like
there
20,000
flops
more
at all since
pay-per-views for the.
Mikey, or were they all good since Mikey? I'm trying to remember. It's been a
He bought
while.
Danny
Since,
Garcia,
they're
who's
all
also
solid.
a star in his own way.
yeah.
See,
Okay.
but hey, Johnny, at the end of the day, bro, if I chose better opponents than you and I sold more, that's good for me. That's a
Mhm.
good business decision
No,
that
if
I
I'm
made.
fighting off the bounce in the street and I do 200,000 with a bounce in the
It
street, you
don't
fighting
matter,
another
bro. If
star,
I'm
you sell
selling
20 more thousand.
300 and you selling 200,
Yeah, but Earl sold 20,000 more tickets than him, and he did the same gate.
that's in Texas.
I'm just 20,000 tickets. That's
Yeah,
The
Dallas.
market's
That's in the
different
bro,
there,
DFW
though,
area.
too.
you keep talking
Like,
about tickets. If I consistently sell 100,000 more pay-per-views, then you now what? Who,
True. We about neck and neck.
we
You're right.
about
You're
neck and
right.
neck.
But you know what this Ryan fight gonna do, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Yes, I
gonna be
do.
out of there. He gonna be out of there. After
Tank
this
versus Ryan
fight.
Garcia would sell more than Errol Spence versus any opponent right now, including
any opponent?
Crawford.
Not
Mm.
true.
No,
Not
I don't
true.
think. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's
Who
bold.
else in the
That's
welterweight
bold.
would Errol Spence do more
You
numbers? And let's be
word.
realistic.
You
Fight.
said any opponent.
Any. You said any.
Any opponent.
What if Errol Spence fought Canelo?
Million pay-per-views. Easy.
Errol Spence fought Canelo right now at like 154, 160. Don't matter what weight. That's a bigger fight. Gotta be. Gotta be.
Easy.
And they talked about that before, like 2 years ago. And I know it was a joke, but Errol's a big boy. That dude, like, that could happen. I don't think it's a smart fight, but that fight was talked about. It could happen.
But
And that's
I don't
definitely a
even
bigger
look at
fight
that
on
as
paper.
realistic. That's like me saying if
But it
Tank
could
was to
happen,
fight
though.
somebody like
It could
fucking
happen,
Crawford.
though. So on paper, it's there.
That's like when they was talking that Tank and Crawford shit.
Yeah, well,
We
I think the
talking
difference in
realistic.
that is Tank doesn't have the accolades to really talk about those fights when he has so many people in his division to fight. You know
Man,
what I mean?
Tank. As
Canelo
much
can
as we,
talk about
I
whatever.
agree with you
Spence
when it
can
comes
talk
to
a little
that,
bit
right? When it
more
comes
than
to
Tank
opponents,
can, but not that much more, way more than most welterweights can, but it's way different than the Tank thing.
And Tank, and then mind you, Mill, Tank doing boxing in new venues and all. Like he bringing boxing to cities that's traditionally not boxing cities.
Not arguing that. I ain't arguing that.
it's funny. Me and Jamil, I was like, yo, Tank is getting rapper money to get booked out in clubs. They ain't booking no Errol Spence in no clubs and all that type shit. He's really bringing them type of crowds in. When you at the Tank fight, you feel like you're in a Lil Durk concert or some shit. All you see is a bunch of on the floor. All you see a bunch of people with chains and girls with BBLs.
Right. Now that's a fact. I told him at the tank fight in DC, the hallway smelled like Fix-A-Flat, man.
Yo, I heard people like I was in the bathroom. I heard people was really rolling dice in the bathroom, smoking weed
Oh
in the
man.
bathroom.
Yeah, it was like that. It was like that. It was like that in New York at the Rolly fight.
Yeah, New York was wild New York was wild.
Yeah,
Tank
we was
is
out
like,
there.
you know how Powerhouse in Philly is? That's a tank fight.
Okay, yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, that's the thing, man. Baltimore gets behind their athletes. It's like Philly gets behind their athletes. It's very similar nature for sure.
But
For
even
sure.
beyond just Baltimore now, it's just like he's
They'll
like
burn their city if they win. They'll burn their city if they lose. Is how it goes.
think about it. He's like a rapper. It's like he gets
Yeah.
all the rapper treatment as a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
They look at him as a rapper. The casual people and around the neighborhoods and all that, they know who
Nah,
Tank
facts.
is. Even
Facts.
if they don't watch boxing, oh yeah, Gervonta Davis, they know who he is. And he
Yeah.
connected himself with the girl Ari at one point. It's like he looked at as a rapper.
Yeah,
Yo,
nah, facts.
What's the next big one coming on? The next big event.
Caleb David Benavidez.
Plan. Benavides. March is
That's a
big
good
in
fight.
general, but that one's a big one. What we got going on there? How they looking? Who do you think? Like, who's got the edge here? Who's got the hype? Who's got the mental edge? Who's got the experience edge as far as like with the ring rust? What do we got going on?
All right, here's why I explain it, right? When I look at Breadman as a coach, right? Do I think he
Mm-hmm.
got the right method to beat Benavidez? Yes, I do. Because if you go back, you look at J Rock versus
Mm-hmm.
what's his name? From DC.
Jared Hurd.
Jared
Jared.
Hurd. People like Benavidez, you gotta smother them and back them up. But do I think Caleb Brand could do that? That's to be determined. I don't know.
Hey, I look at it like this for me. I think it's a simple. It's for me. It's as simple as this. It's gonna be Caleb Plant's gas tank versus David Benavidez's ring IQ, right? And so if Caleb Plant gas tank can hold up, then clearly we're gonna have to see how well can David box. David, he squares up a lot. You know what I mean? He kind of
Mm-hmm.
he get a little sloppy at times. He's there to be countered. He throwing 4, 5, 6 punch combinations, shit like that. So if Caleb Plant can hold his gas tank up, then we got to see what David IQ talking about. If Caleb Plant gas tank can't hold up, it's gonna get nasty.
But with Caleb Plant on this fight, it's funny. I was just talking to Steve about this. Caleb Plant, yeah, he got boxing angles, but you can't just boxing angles and make him keep on going forward. You got to also be right there, smothering him, back him up.
Well, you
Benavidez,
learn.
the one weakness I seen it in the Kyran Davis fight, he's not effective backing up. So you got to back him up. So I think Breadman will have the right game plan now. Is can Plant pull off that game plan?
All I know is people cannot use the Plant Canelo fight as a blueprint for how Benavidez should pursue this fight because they say styles make fights. That's 100% true. But like Benavidez is a big dude for this weight class. And I really feel like if he does pursue, put that front foot forward and put the weight on, he's going to have way more success than obviously like I know Canelo got the win, but you look how that fight went, you know what I mean? And I know it's a lot of Canelo's fights, but when it comes to Benavidez fights against a defensive style, he has success. And you're right. I don't think Plant really will come forward and have the grit to keep him off. And that might be his downfall. But at the same time, he's coming off a hot win. So Morel is up there. Morel's a big deal coming off your last fight. So that is something to take into consideration. And look at the press conference. It seemed like he's got a mental edge getting underneath Benavidez' skin just a little bit, maybe just a little bit. I'm not saying that's going to carry over, but you never know. He's showing a lot of mental factors in this game right now. He may have learned off the Canelo fight.
Here's a story about Caleb Plant that, I think I talked to Jamil about this, but I'm going to keep the boxer that told me anonymous. They've been like, there's always been Caleb Plant problem since the amateurs. When it's a tough fight, he breaks down. Like I heard Errol Spence was breaking him down up in Colorado Springs. They was like, that's just him mentally. They was like, when it gets tough, he's going to break down. They was telling me before the Canelo fight, I was like, I got Canelo winning, but Plant has a style. They was like, yeah, Plant has a style, but watch when it gets tough, he's going to break down. A lot of shit mental. You got mental habits. That's why I worry about Plant going into this Benavidez fight. It's kind of a habit. Plant is somebody that gotta be like the fight gotta be going his way and controlling the whole fight to make it easier. So that's the issue I want to have going into this fight with Benavidez. Can he get over that mental issue? Like if it gets tough, am I going to push that extra because I'm a dog? Or am I
Well,
going to break down?
let's talk about it because he was an underdog going in the Uskatigi fight. Dropped him
True.
twice, got
Very
cut,
true.
scrapped with him, showed a lot of heart, and took the dub. Now Benavidez ain't Uskatigi, but I could say at least for that fight, he showed some grit, he showed some heart, and he ain't break down.
No, but was he ever in trouble?
No, I don't think he was ever in trouble. Not crazy.
That's the point. When you get in trouble, when it really getting tough down there, you have to grit. That's when that's the only thing somebody anonymous me and a couple people told me about Plant because we've been dealing with him through the amateurs. It was
Yeah,
like
I'm with you.
when it gets tough, is you gonna be able to step the extra dog up. That's
Right.
the thing with Benavidez is if when it gets tough, is he inside? Are you going to be able to back him up and step that dog up? If he could do that, he has a great shot at being Benavidez.
Well, we're gonna see. That's gonna be some good work.
Can't wait for that one. Facts.
I find it intriguing that it seems that David is really emotional and his father is really emotional. I don't think that bodes well for them. I hope that that's a situation where it's it's fodder for the press conference as opposed to them actually bringing that in the ring because that could be a situation where he could end up gassing or burning out early, and then Caleb could pick him apart in the later rounds. And Caleb was looked at as a guy that couldn't crack. That narrative is gone. Caleb can clearly hurt you in there, and I don't know, man. I gotta watch.
For real.
I mean,
And
it
that's
seems
what
like
I'm
he'll
saying.
take you to deep waters every time, no matter who you are. And they like a lot of fans like to throw the term pillow fisted around, but like you really don't know until you're in there, especially with the heavier weight classes. It's like it may not seem like they said this with Tyson Fury his whole career, and he's a heavyweight. Like you don't know until you're really in there, and it's like at the end of the day, these guys all hit hard.
Yo,
they all do.
my
Then
man,
anyone can get knocked out. And Benavidez, he's a big dude for the weight. Don't get me wrong, big dude for the weight. But Canelo was obviously feeling Plant's jab, his straights to the body, everything to keep him at a distance. And Benavidez is let's consider boxing IQ. Big difference. We're not going to see Benavidez dominate rounds unless he really smothers Plant. And is he really going to do that without walking into big shots and not getting phased? We don't know. At the end of the day, look at everyone Benavidez's fought. Are we really seeing big knockout, one punch KO boxing punchers? Not a lot of them. So who are we really comparing Plant to? Who are we comparing Plant to in Benavidez's resume? You know what I'm saying?
That's why I was saying, and I was getting ready to get into that same topic because again, when people be talking about the pillow fist comment and this and that, well, Benavidez is not just one punch knocking guys out. He's stopping a lot of these guys on their feet. A couple of these guys was 160 pounders that was moved up to fight him. And it ain't like he just smoking shit. So even if Plant has a bad round or two where he get really touched up, I think if he still got his wits about him, he could come out the next round and make adjustments. Because I think he'll be able to come out the next round and make adjustments. You know what I mean? That last one punch KO we seen from Caleb Plant. Now, granted, good shot, good timing. It was real negative during that fight, but we never seen that from Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? So
right. And that's the other thing. And people not to derail off topic, but when I think of 160 and I guess as of recent 168 for one fight, everyone used to they would renown Gennady Golovkin, Triple G, as this big monster puncher, but it's like really that's accumulation punching. He would get his knockouts from. Never one punch power. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't see that from Benavidez even, let alone someone like Triple G, who everyone is rumored like, oh, this guy's got monster power. But it's like, all right, what's monster power? What's monster punch power? How do you rate that? What really deciphers? Like, there's Deontay Wilder power. One punch, you're NyQuil, you're sleeping, you're done. And you know what I'm
Wilder,
saying? You know
Wilder's
what I mean? Like, and then you got
that's a
Tyson Fury.
lifetime
He's gonna
power
put
you
your weight
rarely
on
see.
you and accumulate, and you're done. Triple G does that. It's not like Benavidez is one sleeping people, and Caleb Plant is coming off a big knockout his last fight. We cannot disregard that. And I feel like, and we were just talking about the antics and the build-up of the press conference. You cannot not acknowledge there's a little bit of emotion going into it, and Caleb Plant is handling it like a champ. He's handling it really well.
Too much emotion.
Too much. I agree. Too much emotion.
I'm about to say Triple G and them do got power.
Dude got power, but it's accumulated.
Wilder's
like I said, it's accumulated off the jab, the lead jab, and it follows through. You know what I'm saying? That left hook's also
like,
money,
it's different
but
type of power,
it's
right?
not one
like,
punch.
When you talk about power, right? You thumping. Like, I know people who said they sparred Triple G and they felt it like you could block a punch and you still feel that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
that
there's different, like you said, Johnny.
Yeah.
There's different types.
Yeah.
You got certain dudes, Tank, Wilder.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're changing the quality of people's lives in one shot. Like, I'm talking about, like, how many one punch knockouts have you seen Triple G get?
That's my point I was trying to bring up. It's accumulative power. He breaks you down. There's breaking people down, and there's sleeping people, are two different things. Yeah. I agree.
Tank, Wilder, I'm gonna say, I would say better.
You know what? You got some one punch power.
Yeah,
got the monster.
I've seen in a week.
A little bit.
I've seen in a week flat line.
A little bit of both.
Dudes with one shot.
Yeah, I only seen Triple G do that when he was like first coming up.
It's only them three.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too. You're first coming up in the pros as 30 years old. That's the other thing too. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, you already got that big man strength. You're already grown man coming in.
Of course, Wilder. Who else be putting people?
That's it. It's only them three. Anyway, Tank and Wilder. They're not only one punch knockout.
I mean, Bruce put people on his back.
Not one punch knockout style.
Yes, he has.
Yeah,
did you see the Sergey?
As far as being consistent with it, there's not too many you can really say. As far as being consistent with it, not too many.
I wouldn't put Boots with Wilder and with Tank, but Boots is a notch.
But that's because no one wants to fight him, though. We can't really put him in the same boat till everyone fights him. That's the only problem, and that's not his fault. We all know it's not his fault, but
because Delorme got up and then got put down again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lipinets got up, got put down again. It's certain dudes with Wilder, like Wilder and Tank, they're not getting up.
Right.
So
how about Teofimo? Teofimo's got some one punch power.
He got
what's his name out of there?
But I mean, granted, moving up, it's not showing really, but
I can
think of I guess a lot of them got it though. Ryan slept people, but I don't know.
Ryan knocked Duno out with one punch.
One punch, that's the thing. It's like we got Tio with someone, like a lot of those lightweights. That's why I was like, we need a super six for those guys. If we had a super six for those boys, man, we'd be in for a treat.
We need to have that conversation. Is Ryan Garcia, like, if we look at top 10 punchers, right?
Is he up there?
You know what's crazy? I'm gonna be 100 with you. I think he up there as far as the punching power, but I don't think his boxing IQ is high enough to really set it up. So if you're not standing in front of him for that left hook and it's only the left hook. If you're not standing there for Ryan in that left hook, you might be able to.
He's a one-trick pony.
I feel that way.
But it's definitely his money punch.
Somebody said Shushu. You look at Shushu as a one. Somebody in the chat said as a one pit.
Like,
I mean,
did Shushu really not
fall for the trick?
I can't think. Did Shushu ever really put somebody to sleep like that?
I don't think not like what Ryan did with the left, not like that.
He
but
probably
Shushu
did with
did.
Triple
Yeah,
G,
he
like
did.
people coming
which
up.
yeah,
But I
but
never the couple times I watched Shushu and all that. You know, he got some skills, but I never seen him as a serious
So
power guy.
yeah, so
mm,
far I've
I think he got
seen
like 2 of them one punch KOs like that, bro.
yeah, so far I've seen Boots flatline. He flatlined Castillo Clayton dead.
yeah.
He flatlined. See what Delorme got up and then got put right back down.
Now's also in round one, right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
around.
Then
yeah.
just like Triple G, he flatlined a lot of people just coming up.
Yeah. Who else did Boots get?
He got not his last fight, the
But
fight before. Who was that?
the guy, what's the name? He quit because he broke his eye socket.
Yeah, his orbital bone or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, he broke
yeah.
one guy orbital bone. Then he
I can't
stopped.
remember
What's
his
his name?
name. I know the fight though was also round one. I think
That was round 3, I believe he did that.
was it?
Yeah,
Hard to
that
keep
was a
track.
fight in Flint,
Yeah.
Michigan.
Mm. All right, my
What's that?
guys, I'm coming
Mando
in an hour
Alvarez?
in. I got to drop out of this talk. So it's good talking. I'll catch you on the next one.
All right, Chris.
All right, peace out.
He said Shushu got a crazy one punch knockout on his resume.
Yeah, he do. I think he got 2 of them joints, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken, but I know I've seen at least one. He might got 2 of them joints.
No, cause I see Shushu like sparring person and stuff like that. You know, coming up, that's why I was like a lot of people like even when we was talking about Triple G's a hard puncher and all that. I seen him flatline people coming up, but when he fought the real opponents that was durable and stuff like that, he more broke them down and stuff. So it depends. Like if somebody's sitting there, they could get flatlined. Some people, like what's the name, Edgar Berlanga. Look at him. He was flatlining people when people got a little bit more durable. So
But
that's why I was
you
like,
gotta think about it. That shit, bro. When Belanga was doing that, he was still already a pro for 5 or 6 years already. When we first started hearing about him getting busy like that, it
but
wasn't like people looked at when we were seeing him on them ESPN cards and he was smashing shit. Pause. Like he had already been a pro for like it wasn't like he was no Shushu level or these young guys. He was already a pro for like 4 or 5 years already doing that. They just found the lane for him on ESPN.
Yeah. So I'm watching. I'm watching. Right. Dude was right in the sense of Sergey Lipinets didn't get back up. The ref called it, and that was like a systematic, like I don't know. He systematically broke Virgil. He broke him down. He systematically broke Sergey down.
yeah, but you remember Sergey Lipinets couldn't get up. They just like once he
No,
laid there,
they waved it as soon as he went down.
yeah. But you remember he was laying on the ground for 20 minutes.
That nigga was not on the ground for 20 minutes.
Yeah, you remember Tank Boots and them had to go over and pray over him?
Nah, I gotta look at that again. I don't remember that.
Go look at it. Yeah, when he was knocked out on the ground for a minute. Then after the fight, Tank even went. I mean, I seen Tank. Boots even went over there and prayed and checked
It
on him
wasn't
and
for
all
like
that.
those 20 minutes I'm watching it now. It was a good 5 minutes. I ain't gonna hold you. It was a good
But I'm just saying he was definitely like he was down on like you had to make sure he was laid out. Like no way he was getting back up.
Yeah, I would put Boots underneath a Wilder and a Tank. I like nobody's on Wilder's level. For
Wilder to me is the craziest right hand of all
like,
time. Like
yo, he didn't. I didn't see Wilder. Like when we talk about, oh yeah, this dude got one punch knockout. This dude got one. This dude got two. Wilder got about 10, bro. I'm talking about
I still
like
question Malik Scott. Like how the fuck you didn't get hit
I'm
that
talking about Jones, where I see Wilder hit dudes with one right hand and send them into
yeah.
fucking seizures. Like,
Yo, I still question Malik because it looked like Malik blocked that shit and still got knocked out. That
Man,
Malik Scott
hey,
fight.
man, they had a ticket in. What I was about to say. Now
boxing B, salute to you, bro.
I was watching watching his Boots and Lipinets, but Boots dropped him in the 4th round.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, dropped in
Low
the
key,
fourth round.
the fourth round was more of a slip than a drop. Well, he
It
did
was a
hit him,
slip.
but he kind of
It was a combination of the two.
yeah, it was a combination of two. Ain't like he really gravitated that hit to him, but when he got to him on the 6, I believe he was done.
Yo, but bro, look, nobody's on like Tank. You got him flatlining Leo. You got him flatlining Rolly. But the shit that Wilder, like the shit that Wilder's done, bro. Did you see Hellenia's face? He didn't need like. Did you see the punch he hit him with? He hit him with some bullshit.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
No, I agree.
He hit him
Wilder
with
to
some
me,
bullshit, bro.
people be crazy. They saying Mike Tyson this. I was like,
Epic.
man, Wilder
Wilder
got the
is a
craziest.
PB. Wilder's power is a PBC gimmick. We ain't even gonna do that, bro. Yo, every dude that's gotten hit, like I've talked to guys that sparred him.
At the same time.
Like they say that it's like on a different level. When they talk about punchers, they're like, I've been in there with Vlad. I've been in there with Oscar. I'm sorry, I've been in there with Joshua. I've been in there with this guy, that guy. And they do this, Wilder. They say it's not like they say he's on like another like world. Rolly wasn't flat. Yes, the fuck he was. Did you see Rolly's face on the ropes? He was done.
But just because you get a flat, does that mean you one of the hardest hitters?
Huh?
Say, all right, a lot of people in history that you could think of, like they flatline people. Like you had like Marquez flatline Manny Pacquiao,
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about
Sergio Martinez flatline Paul Williams.
yeah, but do you consistently? It can be one.
Yeah.
Sometimes dudes get hit with a good shot.
Yeah.
We talking about this dude Deontay Wilder consistently flat slide guys. Like
No, there's no debate. I tell people Wilder got the most explosive punch of all time. Any heavyweight. They talk that Ernie Shavers, they talk
Yeah.
that Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Wilder be
Wilder would
whacking
tap
shit,
you
bro.
and
Yeah, he be
put you in
whacking shit.
season.
Yeah, he
When
be
he was
getting shit
fighting
out of him.
what's the dude? What's the Konaki dude? Or not Konaki? What's the other yeah,
Hellenius.
not the Hellenius, the other the
Oh, you talking about
I was at that fight in New
Spilska,
York.
Spilska,
Archer Spilka.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah. And you know what's crazy? Because he was losing that fight too. He
yeah,
was
I was like,
losing
God,
that shit.
think about it. He was losing both Luis Ortiz fights and dropped them. Boom.
Yeah,
Yo.
got him out of there.
Yo. Oh, as a matter of fact, I can give you 5 off the top of my head. Spilka, Ortiz, Hellenius, Kelvin Davis, and who am I missing? Who am I missing?
Malik Scott.
Dominic Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he flattened him. He smoked Dominique Brazil.
That's off the top.
Yeah, he put
Malik Scott. Let's look like Malik Scott dove out there. Like that's
man, them
confusing.
niggas went to Vegas, man. They
Hey,
went to
yo, Cass,
Vegas.
everybody thought Spilka was dead, bro. Everybody thought Spilka was dead. Not even being funny, bro. And thank God he was alive, but everybody thought he was dead. That second Ortiz knockout, bro. Did you see Ortiz's face? He looked like he was waiting for a warm rag.
Yeah, that was yeah, that was nasty work. Yeah, that was real nasty work, man.
Going into the first fight, I thought Luis Ortiz was going to beat Wilder.
Who was the bull? It was an Eastern European guy that his legs were kicking up. You know what I'm talking about? What was his name?
Who else Wilder did dirty? He windmilled and hit Ollie Harrison. I remember that bullshit fight.
Yeah, he was wilding on Stavern. Remember that? He was how he was
The
wilding.
second Stavern fight,
He
that's
was out
another
of
one.
He was out of pocket for that show.
That's the Stavern fought though, coming in non-shape like a fat ass. Got cracked in the first round. The first fight was a tough fight.
The dude's name was Sahari Lekovic. First round knockout. He had his legs kicking.
Oh, Liko. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he had his legs kicking,
Likovic.
bro.
Yeah.
Wilder's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Somebody said the
12,
nastiest
13,
body shot
14,
knockout was
15,
Charlo and
16,
J-Rock.
17, 18, 19 first round KOs.
Another one somebody mentioned is Charlo. They're another one that people sleep on.
Yo,
Them,
that Charlo
they power
uppercut with
came out of
J-Rock
nowhere.
is one of my favorite knockouts ever.
You said which one?
Yeah, that was
Uppercut with
crazy.
Charlo.
That was a crazy one.
And that wasn't even, as a matter of fact, he didn't even knock him out with that punch. J-Rock got up.
Yeah.
And he was done though.
Yeah, he got knocked out right after.
Yeah.
But even little Charlo, when he was losing and knocked John Jackson out.
True.
And then also against they
I got a dude for you.
explosive.
I got a guy for y'all. I call him the Destroyer of Worlds, Andy Lee. Left
Lee was
hook
whacking
to
shit
knock
too.
out a rhino. I'm sorry, it's right hook. Go back. You remember what he hit John Jackson with?
Yeah.
You remember what he hit Korobov with?
Oh yeah, fact.
Yo, Andy Lee could be losing a fight. He be getting his ass kicked the whole fight. Lands one right hook.
You know who
Done,
had
yo.
pop, but he was garbage to me? Peter Quillen.
He can crack. He can crack.
I never liked this
Kid Chocolate.
boxer. Yeah. I call him Peter the Confusing Quillen. You don't know where he from. He rep Brooklyn, he rep Detroit, then he from LA, he from Cuba. Kid Chocolate. He's another one. He had power. Who else had power? That the power got them by.
All right, Epic. Be safe. Boxing beast. Yeah, man. Some dudes is just blessed by God, yo. You can tell, first off, no disrespect to Tank. Like, he ain't working, like, I ain't gonna say he ain't work on his power, but he didn't work to get his power. I saw Tank as a kid hit another kid. He was born with that shit. Like, Tank couldn't have been 9, 10 years old, bro. Y'all know what video I'm talking about?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
seen that joint.
He was like 10 years old, bro. You
Then when I
didn't
seen
work to get it. Nah, man. That shit is, it's just something in his DNA that he just cracks people, yo. He
the
hit the
thing
shit out of that kid, yo.
the thing was crazy about Tank. I told people like I never seen that somebody that small, that explosive, even like seeing him work out and stuff like that. He's very strong. He's just all around just athletic. If he wanted to, he could probably be a running back. That's how strong and explosive he is. He's fast. The kid's very explosive. Then is what's unfair about people like even Tanks, but even more unfair about Boots when you carry that much power and you have that much skill. That's fucking scary.
Yo, you know who's underrated skill wise? That people just look at him as a puncher? Mike Tyson, bro. Mike Tyson had flawless technique.
But Mike Tyson lost all his biggest fights though.
True, but that wasn't because of skill.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was
Yo,
very gifted and
you from
explosive.
Newark. You from Newark, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm about to say is true. I don't want nobody to get mad at me. But New York fighters have the tendency to fade towards the end.
Mm.
Early rounds, they'll beat the dog shit out of you. But when shit gets dark, a lot of New York fighters don't finish. I don't know if that's, you know, what I'm. Think about every New York fighter. Think about every great New York fighter. There's a
Jamil,
pattern.
you know who was a real good, like skilled heavyweight, but was lazy out of Newark, and I heard he used to tear people up in sparring, but he never showed up on big fights because he never tried to work out, but he was very skilled. What's his name? Maurice Harris. What's my guy? He out of Newark.
I never watched it.
I don't know who that is.
Big heavyweight dude back in the day.
I'm gonna have to look him up.
Yeah,
I
but
need to see. Hold on, I'm about to look if I'm
Mike.
saying his name right.
Or maybe it's just Brooklyn guys. But Mike Tyson, Chris Colbert, um, Zab Judah, Peter Quillen. Mm.
Yeah, you just named like 2 or 3 Hall of Famers.
Yo, but tell me what I'm saying ain't true.
I mean, later on in their
They
career,
struggle.
Zab in
Yeah,
his
they
prime,
struggle.
Zab was a problem.
Yeah, Zab was a problem. But
Tyson was a problem.
what's the knock? I didn't say they weren't great fighters. What's the knock in what's the knock in them though?
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point in their career, I would give you that. Like, but you talking about finishing? Tyson was probably one of the most elite
Ah,
finishers. Period.
I'm talking about when a fight gets when the fight goes late into the distance.
Yeah,
They struggle in that aspect.
yeah, I'll give you that.
Shit, even Tio. Yo, we all thought Tio was gonna get stopped by Loma, bro.
Yeah, yeah, I ain't
Loma
gonna hold
started
you
fighting
that.
back, bro. It got dark.
Yeah, yeah, it did.
I about to say, yeah, checking it was Maurice Harris. Yeah, I was like, did I say his name right? Yeah, Maurice Harris. They say he was 6'5",
Chaz,
but
that's a
he's
good joint. Marcus Brown.
yeah, Marcus Brown. He has a lot of skills, just mental.
It's probably one kid I can't say falls in that though. Richardson Hitchens. Mm-mm. Nope.
Yo, he elite level now.
Who
Not
Hitchens?
elite, but he's ready for world level.
Yeah, he wanted
Yeah.
to.
He needs
To
his
me,
shot.
he wanted to top. He top 10 140 pounder now to me.
Yeah, he
He
is.
top 10 140 pounder now.
He is. He constantly every time out he proves himself, and it's not he's dominating. He's
Yeah,
not just beating these dudes, he's dominating these dudes. Josue Vargas,
yeah, that was bad. Moolah, that was bad money.
Hitchison needs to fight Kid Austin. Kid Austin fights
You
at
said who need to
135.
fight Kid Austin?
He said Hitchens.
His just fight at 140, bro.
Yeah.
No, I mean he's like New York is not claiming Newark. Shakur already the best fighter to ever come out of Newark
Um,
over
he on,
Kendall Holt and all them.
Yes.
nah, he on his. I mean, I gotta let him finish his career. I ain't gonna violate the. You know what I mean?
I mean, if he probably in right now, he probably have a better career. I like Kendall Holt, but
No,
you gotta say that.
no disrespect. He is the best fighter to come out of North.
Mm.
Silver medalist, 2 division world champion.
You mean come out of Nook or be born in Nook? Because you know the marvelous one was born
You're
in Nook.
right.
Yeah,
You're right.
You
You're
know
right.
what I mean?
You're right. You're
You
right.
know they left after the Newark riots in the '60s or whatever
You're
that
right.
was.
You're right. You're right. You're
He
right.
Marvin Hagler definitely born and grew up early life in Newark. Now I know he probably claimed Boston or wherever the fuck wherever he was at. He probably claimed that a
Yeah,
little more.
because but the funny thing is just because you claim it, all your family's from Newark, though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, say if you did your first 7 years and then you did the rest of your life somewhere else,
You
you
from
would still
Newark.
be like,
No
yeah, I'm
matter
from
how-
Newark.
You're from Newark.
Because this whole person, he probably talk like a Boston nigga.
It don't matter though.
Yeah.
You from where you from.
That's why they say born and raised. You
Yeah.
born someplace and then you raised, you feel me? Like, and then it ain't like he probably don't remember it. His family left after the riots. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, but nah, I think Cole gonna be the one, man. I think I see Shakur being the 5 division world champion.
5? Damn.
Yeah, it's possible.
I mean, he already at 2 right now. I think you're gonna win a belt at 35, 40, and 47.
Bro. 40, 47. I don't know, bro.
I
You
think
I
he
gotta think
would.
will.
about it. By the time he at 47, it's gonna be a new crop, and there's gonna be people who came
True.
up with him.
I know,
Yep.
but
All them 47s
them
you
niggas,
think now gonna be like
hey
54,
yo,
60 or
oh, it's
retired.
good. for as good as he is, it's a whole bunch of niggas at 40 ain't playing no games, yo.
Yeah, we gonna see though. Again, I think like bruh still got he still got shit to be unlocked. Like when I look at Shakur, I be like I really study him, bro. Like I be studying him. Like
I know
I think
sparring is sparring, but I heard he was tearing Regis Prograis' ass up.
yeah, I ain't gonna yeah.
I heard he was tearing his ass up. I mean, sparring is sparring, but they said that shit looked like
You seen him and Ugas in the little ring together though. You that I mean,
Yo, why does everybody reference that story? Yo?
no, I reference it because again, people look at Cole a certain way, and granted, sparring is sparring. It's only sparring. But when you in there with a guy that's not on weight, so he probably Ugas probably in that joint 165, damn near 170. I don't know what he walk around at. At least 165, he in there 170. And then you standing toe to toe with a bigger guy. Like that show that you don't got
Yo,
that fear.
yo, Shakur's bigger than Regis though. I know y'all knew that.
No, I was talking about the Ugas joint.
Oh no, I was talking
no.
about
But
Regis.
I'm just saying when we talk about the 140 guys and stuff like that, I'm talking about the 35. You know, just people around that range.
Okay, we've seen Boots beat up on heavyweights and cruiserweights, right?
Yeah.
Can Boots gonna win a title at heavyweight and cruiserweight?
Now, no, I think if you
My
talk
point
about
exactly,
somebody,
bro.
if somebody said that they could see Boots going up to 54, 60, possibly
No, but we
68
talking
down the
about. I said
line.
we're talking about that division though.
No, I'm like he's saying different. That's
It,
like him. He's saying Shakur can go up to 147 and beat Boots and
yeah,
Earl. And no,
No,
and you
I know. I
reference.
said he gonna eventually get a title there.
yeah,
I see Boots getting the belt at 47, 54, 60, and 68.
Yeah, but I'm not. What I'm saying is just because you see a dude have success in sparring against that guy that size, what you have to
Nah,
understand is.
nah, nah,
Wait, let
nah
me finish.
go
Let
ahead.
me finish. What you have to understand is the biggest thing about those guys is their punch. By having those heavier gloves off, you're taking away the advantage that the bigger man does have in a in a fight that would occur with 8 ounces on, right?
Yeah,
So with them 16s on, you take like you're taking away the bigger man's advantage. That's why you got to see it in the actual ring and not in sparring. You can't just judge it by sparring.
no, 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 and I'm not.
no. I
But it's
get
a
what he's
difference
trying
when
to
you're
say,
not
Mill.
hitting
I
the nigga
think
at all.
Shakur down the line when he's older, his body's going to mature into that.
And I
Keep
said,
doing.
I don't know, like no disrespect, y'all be talking about uh, with people that really, really like Shakur. Y'all act like it's a foregone conclusion that he can just beat anybody, bro.
Nobody, you're not getting what
That's
we're
how y'all
saying.
carry it, though, yo.
What we're saying is down the line.
Johnny,
We're not
I ain't
saying
just talking.
now.
Johnny, I'm not just.
I
I'm
think
not just referring to this conversation. I'm referring to multiple conversations with y'all two.
We're
Dude,
talking about this
dog,
conversation right now.
it's
I'm
50
not.
50 fights out there for him
That's
though.
like when. That's like when if somebody would have said Floyd Mayweather when he was back at 135. Oh yeah, I could see eventually he going up to 147. When his body matured and he's older, he could possibly go up there and win a title. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's gonna beat them dudes automatically, but somebody say they could see him in the future down 140. I've been told y'all that's Devin Haney, Shakur, the Tank. This not fighting that happened at 35. They're gonna
yo,
happen when they at 140,
Zoe,
147.
Zoe, I love you, but this is the shit I'm talking about, though.
What?
I know. I'm trying to figure out what it is too.
Yeah, be just saying down the line, you can see him
Y'all
fighting
can't,
for titles up there.
y'all can't read the comment.
Shakur is already top 5 best skills of all time. I
Nah, I
don't
ain't
know
gonna
about
say.
all that,
Yeah, I
but
ain't gonna say.
shit, yeah.
I ain't gonna say all that.
But that's how Shakur Stevenson fit. That's how y'all carry it, yo.
Nah.
Well, you saying y'all? I'm just you never heard that shit come out of my mouth.
Well, I ain't never said no shit like that either. All time is crazy.
Nah, hey Zoe, I know you talking about skills, but ain't no way. No, bro. You know how many skilled motherfuckers is out there? There's a lot of skilled dudes. There's a lot of people that fight better on the inside than Shakur does. Shakur does a marvelous job of controlling distance, but that's where he's elite at. He's not an elite inside fighter. There's some guys who are elite and outside and inside fighting, and one of them just retired.
If you ask me, most people look at me crazy, but Boots is a more skilled fighter than Shakur. Now, if you talk IQ and all that, people can have the debates, but we talk about pure talent and skill, it's Boots.
No, I don't know. I think, but you know what? Boost more athletic than Shakur for sure. I don't. It might not be too many guys. I think Boots and Tank is probably the two most athletic guys.
I'm talking about when it comes to feinting, quick twitches,
No.
being a
We can leave the athleticism. We can leave the athleticism out. Um, can Shakur, in your mind, can Shakur beat name an elite inside fighter, Meech?
You talking about like all time type shit?
No, just somebody right now is an elite inside fighter.
At 130, I'm trying to think in that weight class. Ain't
130,
elite.
135, 140, an elite level inside fighter. I got one for you.
I mean, Subriel fight is crazy. His
Okay,
fight
at
is fight.
140, do you think Shakur Stevenson could stay in the pocket and back up Sabril Matias or Gervonta Davis can stay in the pocket and
I,
fight them in the pocket and win?
I'm not. I don't know.
Meech, I'm gonna say it again to you. We got
Shakur inside game not bad, bro.
we got Meech. We got Gary Antoine Russell. We got Sabril Matias. We got Gervonta Davis.
He probably won't win.
Him fight.
They
Him fight.
better than him there.
Him fighting
They
in the
better than
pocket.
him there.
You're making my point for me though. Like
Yeah,
when we
I
talk.
didn't say all time, bro.
No,
You
no,
got
no, no. When we talked about like skill level, right?
yeah.
And I said he's elite at one particular thing. But when guys be like skills, I feel like they're just looking at that one aspect. All right,
You don't think he elite defensively too?
he's elite defensively in one aspect.
Controlling the distance. That's it.
Yes,
yeah. Shakur
that's what
got
he
it.
does.
Shakur got a high IQ too.
He's not going to let you. He's not going to let you take him out of his square. He does what he does.
Bro,
Okay,
that nigga's an accurate ass puncher, all of that shit,
yeah,
bro. Like that nigga, he do everything, bro. Let's be 100. It's not one part of his that he's elite at the distance part, but he does everything well. Everything. You can't show me a glaring flaw in his fight game.
I don't agree.
What is it?
Inside fighting.
Come on, bro. He fought Jamel on the inside. Like, I mean, that's not his goal. If I could control a
Meech,
fight in a certain bro,
Meech,
if I
Meech,
could control a
Meech,
fight in a certain manner, why
Meech,
do anything else?
Meech.
They can't all be
I'm just
cool
looking.
boy, bro.
Meech, I'm just looking at you, bro.
They can't all be cool boy.
Bro, all you see
I
now
think
you're
that
trying to.
now I think that's the most skilled fighter
But
in
now you,
boxing right
I
now.
said, but now you're trying to change the
Who,
argument.
Cool Boy?
I said
Yeah.
you said what don't he do well, and I named something. That's not something. If you were to rank his ability to control distance is a 10. His inside fighting, what would you rank it?
Like a 7.
Okay, that's
Like
satisfactory.
to be honest with you, I know both of them, but when it comes to pure skill, Cool Boy is not more skilled than Boots.
We gotta see Boots in there with them names, man.
I'm talking
I
about somebody who's been in the gym and seen them next to each other, and as a bigger man, Boots do way more than Cool Boy, even fighting the inside better.
no, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying we gotta see that on film. Nah, man,
But
like we
that's why I'm
gotta we
trying to.
gotta see that under the brights.
I know I get what y'all talking about as looking on the outside in. I'm just talking about as their attributes and abilities.
Yeah.
Boots got way more ability than Cool Boy.
Mm.
Now, Cool Boy got way more of a pro background and stuff like that. Yes. But when it comes to a pure ability, he's not more pure ability than Boots.
Mm.
The same thing when it comes to Shakur. And I actually been in the gym with all these guys.
Well, no, I feel you, but well,
Um,
we're gonna see. I still think Core one of the top 10 pound for pound fighters.
No, I can agree with that because of resume accolades and all that type of stuff. Let's put ability aside because pound for pound is all about accolades and all that. Yeah, you can put him up there.
yo, um, skill level,
Salute,
right?
fellas.
What
Hey,
up?
hey, how's it going,
Good.
bro? Skill level, right? You look at footwork, you look at footwork, defense, uh, punch variation. It's a bunch of things that go along with skill. I'm not even talking about athletic gifts per se, but there's a bunch of things that go along with skill. To me, a perfect fighter, there really ain't one today, but probably the most skilled dude. It's a handful of dudes that I'll put ahead of like dudes like Terrence Crawford.
Yeah. So you feel like you feel like Bud got more skills than Shakur?
Bud can do more things than Shakur.
Bro, I heard that's
Oh,
good sparring too. I heard that's
I don't
real good sparring.
I don't know. I don't know about
I
that.
think
I
he
feel
could
like
go. I think he the different. He could go like orthodox and southpaw, but as skill and technique level, I give it to Shakur over Bud.
But you heard, yeah, because I knew y'all would be talking about that sparring. That's good sparring. I heard real good sparring.
yeah.
No, I
I
agree.
I feel like Shakur he didn't master inside, and I feel like I heard him say that in his post fight press conference in his last fight. But what I feel like he do really well is he can stand right in front of you and hurt you without you hitting him. And I feel like a lot of guys ain't doing that. You feel me? Like as sharp as Devin is. Devin is super sharp. The closer the fight get, he get the grabbing. You feel me? I don't think I ever seen Dev let off a combination in the inside. And I'm not saying Shakur like a Tank or Errol Spence in the inside. You know, I even say that Bud fight better on the inside than Shakur. But everything else, I feel like Shakur got that over everybody as far as pure skills, and he might have to have it. You get what I'm saying? Like on basketball level, Kyrie, he gotta be more skillful than you because he can't kill you with athleticism. So he gotta kill you with the skills.
I'm
So
gonna
I
get
feel like that's how I look at Shakur.
I'm gonna give you a scenario, right? What happens if somebody doesn't allow him to fight at a distance?
He don't. How you gonna not allow him though?
What
How,
I
how,
felt
how you gonna not allow him to do what he's elite at, bro?
Meech. I feel like you're speaking out of a point of bias. I'm gonna reference this fighter,
Okay.
Gervonta Tank Davis. Right, the
yeah.
one thing that black fighters struggle with the most, black fighters that fight at a distance struggle with the most is black fighters that can fight crouching style.
You
And
talking about like Oscar Valdez?
Probably like a pit bull cruise.
y'all not listen to me. The
My
one
fault.
thing the one thing that black fighters struggle with is black fighters that can fight in a crouching style.
Okay.
Black fighters that fight at distance struggle with black fighters that can fight in the crouching style. And one of the reasons is that all right, there was some situations where Valdez caught up to Shakur, but Shakur's the naturally quicker man, and he was able to turn Valdez. Will he be able to turn Tank, or will Tank make him fight in certain situations where he's not comfortable fighting?
Now let me say this. I feel like all right, I feel you, but this is something. This is another thing. I feel like people don't really give Tank any credit for skills, so I'm not one of them people. I see Tank got really elite feet. He's really elite at cutting off the ring, and I agree with you. Like as far as like bending the waist, and using his upper body, not just his defense, but to create his offense. Tank is very elite. So I don't know who win that fight. I don't know who win that fight. On top of the fact that Tank is a puncher, like a real puncher that at this point, based off his last fight, so a lot of people might not agree with me, but to me, the fight that he fought against Hector Garcia, that was the best boxing I seen from Tank. Like he hit his power, he did a lot of things that like I didn't see him do before. But I also never seen him fight a southpaw, and like the way he pressed on his lead shoulder and like took away the power hand, like we haven't got to see that because we didn't get to see Tank fight a southpaw. But one thing I watched the other day, I watched Shakur fight Heron, which was a southpaw. And I ain't comparing Tank to Heron, but I feel like Shakur did everything Tank did just without that glancing power. You could see that like he a little bit sharper to the punch, at least in my eyes, because I got the ability to just do like judge a fight off the eye. I take away the belts, I take away the name, I just look at what I'm looking at type shit. So I don't know who win that fight though. I genuinely can say that. I don't know.
Go flow. That's one of my points. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Black fighters that fight in the crouching style is black fighters that fight at distance, kryptonite. Perfect example. Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather realized he can outbox Zab Judah. So what did he do?
He pressed him. He walked him down. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be willing to walk who down, just on the strength of his two southpaws. Like it's two southpaws. So
That's the only way you can fight him. If you go back and you watch the Devin sparring, right?
yeah,
Watch when they were at distance, what was happening? Shakur was beating Devin to the punch. What did Devin decide to do?
pressing.
It's the only way you can fight him. And
Yep.
what I'm
It
saying
was
to
like
Meech is I don't.
17.
What I'm saying to Meech is I don't know what's going to happen if they put him in a position where you're not fighting a guy that you're much faster than. You might fight a guy where you're a little bit faster than. What's going to happen when you're put in multiple situations where you are not used to having to fight? You're used to turning a guy and then getting back to your comfort zone. What's going to happen when you got to fight 5 to 10 more of those situations than normal? We haven't seen none of them against a great fighter.
Nah, facts.
No,
So,
that's true. That's
we
true.
got a whole lot of unanswered questions with them. So when dudes be like, oh, like when they just think about they think about certain guys as just unbeatable.
No, and I feel that because like I look at the landscape and I say, you know what? I don't with all these top guys, I only see competition with them fighting each other, right? But when I say the little comment about the skills, like I could look at Michael Nunn today and tell you he one of the most skillful fighters of all time. I'm not saying he the best. I'm not saying he the greatest, but just pure skill. That's what I give Shakur. And for me, I'm a Bam Rodriguez guy too. I give Bam like another really highly skilled guy. I'm not gonna say he could beat Estrada. I don't know if he could meet up with Inoue and beat him, but it's just skills, just pure skills. Yo, he got skills. Like you feel me?
I'm gonna ask you a question.
That's why
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
To answer this. Who's a more skilled fighter? Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson?
It's hard because to me that's about like who you like, what type of skill you like the most. Because I'm an Errol Spence fan. I feel like inside fighting is a skill.
It's a simple question. Who's a more skilled fighter?
I mean, people gonna say Ali. I don't know because he don't touch the body at all. But I'm gonna go with Ali. Respectfully, I'm gonna say Muhammad Ali.
Mike Tyson.
But yeah, it's Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Mike Tyson is a more technical, more skilled fighter than Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is a freak fucking athlete, but he did a lot of things wrong.
Facts.
He's a more skilled boxer. Tyson is a more skilled boxer. Ali is a fighter, more skilled fighter.
Right.
Yeah.
But look, I saw your topic, Hey, you get to hear my exclusive with Espinosa
No,
today?
man, I was on while you were on, man. And they
Oh,
just
okay,
told
okay.
me while I was in the chat, left.
Yeah, I just uploaded it to my Twitter. I mean, to
What was he
my
talking about?
YouTube. We talked about Tank versus Ryan. He talked about Spence versus Bud. He also gave the true Tank Davis pay-per-view numbers. Also gave the true Earl Spence. I mean, not Earl Spence. Canelo versus Plant numbers. You know, basically laid it all out on the table, man. So I just uploaded it to my YouTube at Chicken Talk, ChickentWK. So anybody want to check that out. But I'm still optimistic that this fight's gonna happen.
I think it's gonna happen because
Because
both guys seem to want it. What was the true pay-per-view numbers though?
I did the same thing. When I interviewed Coach Calvin, I asked him the same thing. I said over under 250,000. He said a little bit under 250,000. He said his best Tank's best number since Raleigh Romero.
Okay.
And Canelo versus Plant was 775 through 800,000, somewhere up in that
Good
in that
numbers.
in that in that range.
That's good
But
numbers.
he also said, well, you know, they're gonna be releasing their full schedule. I'm gonna have another interview with them in 2 weeks. Excuse me. They're releasing their full schedule after the Super Bowl. They don't want to release it this week because it gets caught up in the noise, like the DAZN schedule. You know what I'm saying? You release your schedule during Super Bowl week, nobody gives a damn. You know, nobody. So they're gonna wait till after Super Bowl to release a full schedule. I know the Earl date. I know the Earl date already. The Earl versus Spence date already.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about Spence versus Crawford, and explained the difference between a guarantee and an advance. A lot of times people see from the commission reports, this guy got this much money. It's not a guarantee. It's their advance on the pay-per-view. So he explained that, you know, people talking about, well, how Crawford didn't get no advance. It's not an advance. I mean, how Crawford didn't get no guarantee. It's not a guarantee. It's an advance. Like
Yeah,
Floyd didn't
nobody's
take.
gonna advance you something if you're not their fighter.
Yeah, yeah. So Floyd, like a lot of Floyd fights, those weren't guarantees. Those were advances. You pretty much know they've been doing this shit for so long, man. You pretty much know what a fight is going to do. So if you figure when all the pay-per-views are counted in, this fighter A or this fighter B is going to get 15 million, then they'll put you down with the commission for 5 million. For the simple fact, you don't want to get 15 million on your commission report because that your sanctioning fees are going to come out to 50 million, also your taxes. So you put down 1 million or 2 million. That way, it's less from the sanctioning fees, it's less from
Of
your
course,
taxes.
good business.
You know what I'm saying? But so basically, what you're seeing, these are not advances. These are not guarantees. These are advances on the projected numbers of the pay-per-views. Now, if you do more, like say a guy, the pay-per-view is expected to where this guy makes $15 million, they give him the commission report would say he gets a $2 million purse. And then the $13 million comes in the aftermath. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
But
I wanted to have a conversation with him, and I haven't seen him since DC. But when the guys were trying to say that Wilder and put out there that PBC fighters don't get paid on time, and I know that like pay per view, like your back end money, the points that you're getting off the pay per view is never going to come right after the fight. That's not how it works
exactly,
because
exactly. He
most
also
of the
talked
pay per
about that.
views are most of the like you divert it to your bill, so that shit is going to come. What would you say, Beach? From like 3 months to a year, you'll get it in that time.
Yeah, sound like
But I
that.
wanted,
Let
I
Left
wanted
know.
him to break down the logistics because I remember Paul Heyman did an interview and saying In Demand owed him $2.4 million when ECW went out of business because he was waiting on the pay per view back end money. But
I mean, shit. Golovkin is suing for money from the first Canelo fight. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah, he's suing for money from the first Canelo fight. And the thing about that lawsuit is that if you read the lawsuit, you'll see that the numbers from that fight weren't what they were reported by the media, which we ran into that same situation with Devin Haney versus George Kambosos' first fight, when Kambosos managers filed the report, those numbers reported about $1 million, 15 million, 10 million. That wasn't what Kambosos got. So you can't go by reporters. You can't go by what Cappinger is reporting as far as purses and what a guy is supposed to get. The only thing you can really go by is just the commission report. We know they got that. And then we also know that if it's a pay-per-view, they're going to get some back end money. You know, I remember Nicole Duvas told me that we're still getting pay-per-view money from fucking Marvin Hagler.
Wow.
You know, it might be like $30, $15, but that pay-per-view money from those fights are going to be always coming in. You know, yeah, man, it's a good. I'm telling you, it's a good ass interview.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, it's a good ass interview. He talked a lot about Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford. He talked a lot about Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia and the work that Ryan has been doing to get this fight done. And as long as we really, really believe that Ryan Garcia is going to put his foot down and get this fight done, is going to get it done. He's going to get it done.
That's
Because Ryan
heavy,
Garcia,
bro.
I mean, I'm pretty sure YSM, you know, like I know what's been going on in the background with Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy. Ryan Garcia has really been pushing for this fight.
Yes.
He has really, really, really been pushing for this fight.
In fans' eyes, oh yeah, Oscar and them want this fight. In reality, no. Ryan and Tank want this fight.
Yeah, told you
Exactly. Those are the two that
Ryan
want
been
this fight.
nuts, man. Ryan been
And when you get two
dropping
guys that want to
love.
fight, it happens.
Facts.
With leverage.
Imagine if Bud wanted to fight Spence. Hey, Chicken Talk, salute to you. Let me ask you this though. Did he go into any detail about, like, you know, Bud sounding like he didn't believe in the fight? Because I feel like that's a lot of things that's like
Well,
held a
I'm
lot
gonna
of
tell you like
things
this.
up.
Like I know me and Espinoza talk on a personal level, even when it's not about boxing, and he's not the type to throw a guy under the bus. So he's always going to be diplomatic because he really wants his Spence versus Crawford fight to work. He's still very optimistic on that, so he's not going to throw anybody under the bus. He's not going to say Bud didn't do this. You know what I'm saying? Because he really wants this fight. You got to understand. This is the thing that people don't understand when they talk about, well, PBC won't make this fight, bro. These networks, they have a fiduciary duty to these networks to make the best fights possible. PBC wants. When I met Espinosa face to face, that was in April. He had already told they've been talking to Bud since before April. When I interviewed Bomac, he had already told us they was talking to they had conversations with PBC in March. When I interviewed Bomac in March. So that's why if you notice the timeline, you remember Earl used to be like, well, it's 60-40 or 70-30. Once 2022 came around, Earl never said anything about a split because he was instructed to stop talking about the split so we could get this fight done. So if you notice in 2022, Earl never said anything about a split. You know what I'm saying? They tried their hardest to get this done. They tried their hardest to get this done. So all these videos I see talking about Heyman didn't want it or Earl didn't want, bro, these guys have no idea what the fuck they talking about. I talked to Espinoza at the Spence fight before Spence beat Ugas. He told us we're trying to do this fight in November. They want this fight bad as hell.
But that's people that everybody was thrown for a loop when Terrence Crawford decided to fight Abinesian. And now they needed to come up with an excuse because the reality is they project ideals on the fighters. It's not reality. It's business.
Thank you.
But in their mind, they're knights of the old code, and you know they just want to smoke. Oh, Bud to fight him for free. He just wants to smoke. No.
Yeah. Right.
But that threw him for a loop, so they needed to come up with some reason why Bud pulled out of negotiations. So you know, they rationale that Heyman don't want to fight. He offered him a 35% no guarantee. The reality is, if you actually do the projections of that fight, 35% ain't a bad deal. Y'all couldn't agree to y'all couldn't agree to a guarantee or how you said an advance. what I was told, not gonna say who, but started off at 22. They started off at 5. They
Yep.
would move off of 10 on Showtime side, 15 on Buzz.
Yep. Yep. That's what I heard also. And you got to understand with
Now,
Bud, with him taking the 10, that's like limited upside. Limited upside. Very limited upside.
If it's me, I'm taking the 35%.
Yes.
That's me.
If you really feel this fight is what you think it is, and you're willing to put in the work to make this fight what it is, yes, I'm taking 35%. No guarantee,
but that's
35%.
that's my point though. Like Bud, he never to me, he ain't never really believed in the fight being big from the fire stick situation, from him not talking about that they was about to go on a 3-city tour to really push this fight. Like he ain't talking about none of that. He was talking about the fight ain't gonna really do that much. He want this 50 million from these investors. Like you feel me? Like and his fans, they give him the pass without talking about none of that. And they Al Heyman ain't want the fight. Like they ain't want the fight. You feel me? Like
I mean,
uh,
like Al Hammond didn't want this is what a lot of boxing fans don't understand. It's not about who wins the fight. It's about who wins the terms of the negotiations. Let me say this
that's
again.
deep.
It's not about who wins the fight. It's about who wins the terms of the negotiation. Let me tell you something. Well, Earl Spence has already walked into Al Heyman's office and he's already signed him. Okay, we don't know him yet. Terrence Crawford has already walked into Bob Arum's office. He already signed him. We don't know them yet. Floyd Mayweather has already walked into somebody's office and he's already been. We don't know this yet. Okay,
Right.
these promoters, these companies, they have longevity. The fighters don't. So when people talk about, well, they don't want him to fight this fight because of the ending company. No, these guys have guys already in the wings waiting to take over the spots of the guys that's already there. You got Deontay Wilder, he's 30-something years old. You got Tyson Fury, you got AJ, they're all 30-something years old. There's already guys that's walked into these promoters' offices who's fighting on the YouTube portion of the cards against 0 and 32 guy, knocking them out. They're the next guy up. It's not about who wins the fight. It's about who wins the terms of the negotiations.
Hey, I want to say this before I let my man. We just had somebody hop on. My man OG PBC. This is Al Heyman's side hustle, right? I think Al Heyman is the best thing, one of the best things that ever happened in boxing. But this is his side hustle, right? Al Heyman is responsible for some of the biggest pay-per-view events. I think what the top 4 of the top 5, 3 of the top 5, y'all, if
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
mistaken,
four of the top six.
Facts,
4 of the top
facts.
5, right? And the reality is Al Heyman's done more successful events than his events in boxing.
That's
Al
That's a
Heyman's
facts.
going to be
fact.
Al Heyman. Al Heyman's
That's
going to be Al Heyman, bro. He's more successful as much as he's a success in fucking boxing. He's more of a success in music.
Is that,
He's
bro?
not
This
going
nigga was
nowhere.
doing Michael. He did the Michael Jackson Bad tour. He did the Eddie Murphy Delirious and Raw tour. Those were the two highest grossing comedy tours before Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart broke those records in the 2000s. Eddie did them in the 80s.
In the 80s, exactly. So,
Facts.
like, and I was talking about the Bad tour. Like, for everything that Floyd's ever done, it don't come there nowhere near that. Yeah,
No, nowhere near it. You remember. Look. Otherwise, you're around my age. You're around your 40s, right?
37,
What? Huh?
37.
Okay, so you remember the Budweiser Superfest, right?
Yeah,
That was Al Heyman.
yeah. Made in
We
America is
remember
based
this,
off of the Superfest. So yeah,
bro. When I heard Al Heyman was in boxing, I was like, oh, the concert guy, bro.
yeah.
This nigga
I
made
I
his millions way before this, before boxing. Live
I took
Nation and Rock Nation. That's Al Heyman.
Live Nation. Live Nation is built off of Al Heyman's company.
yeah,
Yep,
Yeah,
no
yep.
no
Hey,
disrespect. Like I believe Terrence Crawford on his Instagram live, but I took that as pure ignorance. Like ignorance in the sense like he really just don't know or he really just don't fully understand and like he might need an advisor. That's how I always took that whole conversation because I'm somebody that deal with logic and it sounded like he wanted like a 360 deal or something. Like
Yeah.
it,
Did,
his whole thing ain't really deal with logic for me.
did
Yeah,
you
I
hear
feel
my
you.
interview with his trainer Red?
Hey, yo,
YSL?
can I speak on this shit, this
No,
topic?
You didn't hear my interview with Red that night? It was like a couple weeks after the fight had dissipated, whatever.
no, I
He,
know, I didn't watch you.
oh man,
You
I'm gonna have to see that. That
I
wasn't
seen that.
recorded, but I recorded on my iPhone. I'm gonna have to send it to you. But yeah, these guys really do not understand what's going on business wise. I mean, they have a whole team. I remember Bomac said when he signed that deal. I remember he was on Trill Boxing Talk. And he said, "Yeah, man, we signed this deal, and when I said the price point that I wanted for Crawford price, it's like, yeah, it was no negotiation. That should have set off a red flag right there. If you give a guy an offer and they immediately accept, that's a red flag.
Yes.
They don't talk you down,
Facts.
that's a red flag. Now he said, and then I asked him, I said, well, what was the Jeff Horn versus Crawford ESPN numbers? He said they told me I didn't know the numbers. We haven't gotten the numbers yet. Listen, anytime you do a digital streaming, because remember Crawford versus Horn was on ESPN Plus only, digital. Those numbers are known that night.
Yes.
As soon as the fight is over, the numbers are known.
It's the
So
terrestrial
when
numbers that take a
so
week
when
to
they
confirm.
told him they didn't know the numbers, nigga, they are telling you you are a dumb guy that we can take advantage of.
Facts.
This is on Trill Boxing Talk. You could go look it up. Trill Boxing Talk and Bomac interview. I think it was on Mob City podcast. It might have been Mob City podcast. It's either Trill Boxing Talk or Mob City podcast. But they really bit these motherfuckers over with no Vaseline, which is crazy to me.
Hey, y'all want to say something real quick, man? I was listening to y'all talking and stuff. I've been saying the same stuff y'all saying. Like the PBC, I'm not a fan of PBC. I'm a fan of black owned anything. I just rep that. I like the way they do it because how I see it is like it's basically beating the taxes. If you get it all in a lump sum, you got to give it all in a lump sum, and that's what I've been trying to tell people. People don't get it. Like when Crawford wants his guarantees, that's a loan. That's
Yes,
basically a loan. Like
yes.
we gonna give you this bread.
That's what Aaron
Hopefully
was
we
like.
can get it
Crawford
back.
was crazy for asking for a guarantee. This is what you got to understand. The PBC model is the original boxing model. That model has been used longer than promoters. I had Lou DiBella on my show 2 weeks ago. He was head of Showtime. He was head of HBO, whatever.
Yeah,
They
HBO
never
was
gave
doing
out,
that.
huh?
HBO was doing it. People don't
No, no,
remember
no, no.
that.
HBO wasn't the first. Showtime was the first network to give out an exclusive contract to a promoter, which is Don King when he had Mike Tyson. So once you give out an exclusive promotional deal, then that promoter has to have fighters signed. So that's when promoters started signing all these fighters. But Sugar Ray Leonard never had a promoter. Tommy Hearns, Hagler, all these fighters, they were fighting with different promoters before. Basically, what it was, managers would make the fights. And once the manager make the fight, then they take to the promoter. Whichever promoter would have the highest bid to put on the fight, they would go with that promoter. You look at Tommy Hearns before he fought Hagler. He fought with like 3 different promoters. I mean, Ali,
Yeah, I
he
feel you.
fought with Don King, he fought with Top Rank, he fought with DeBella, not
Nation of
Lou
Islam.
Buba. Yeah, this idea that promoters are supposed to sign fighters and build their career is a relatively new idea in boxing. For the majority of the time in boxing, promoters have not moved fighters' career. It's always been the managers.
So
Sugar Ray Leonard
technically,
was
yeah.
never signed with a promoter ever in his career.
Managers are required by law to move you.
But let's keep it real though. PBC isn't like that. It's really a stable. It's really like
No,
HBO.
no, PBC is a
TV show.
television show. That's all
Yeah.
PBC is.
BBC
Yeah,
is a
that's
It's
what
a
I
TV
just
show.
said.
television show.
It's like
Al
HBO.
Heyman Sports is a management company. PBC is a television show. That's why you have Boots on there. Boots isn't signed to Al Heyman, right? Right, YSL?
Nope. It's a lot of
Okay.
dudes ain't signed to Al Heyman to fight on PBC.
Yeah. They're just a TV show. That's all they are. PBC is a TV show. Then you have
Now,
Heyman Sports. Heyman Sports is the management company.
now when I want to speak about Crawford, I like Crawford, but I'm not a fan of him. I don't like how he did the negotiations. How he did the negotiations is kind of like a disgruntled employee, um, an employee that has the more skills, all of that, But you got a favoritism, which is Earl Spence, who is closer to the Al Heyman. To me, he didn't want to go in there being B side, so the nigga brought another company to show. Look, let's go over here, nigga.
No.
If you go
Look,
over
look,
there,
look, look,
Bud
look,
is gonna
look,
be
look.
A side.
Let me tell you what Crawford did. Let me tell you what Crawford did. Crawford, this was the delay in
Let
the
me go
fight.
on mute.
Crawford
Let me go
was
on mute.
all the information he was getting from Showtime / Al Heyman / PBC. He was bringing back to BLK Prime. I interviewed Bomac back in March. I think it was March, and he told me we have the fight ready for June or July. I interviewed Bomac the night that the
Appreciate you,
interview
man.
that the news broke that Crawford was going with BLK Prime. He told me they've been talking to Crawford since March. So I put two and two together, and when Bomac told me that they had a fight in June, July, that was actually the fight they were going to do with BLK Prime. I also have a text message from somebody from Crawford's team telling me that the original fight for BLK Prime was supposed to be Thanksgiving weekend. Have you ever heard that, YSN?
No, but I know Des. I've talked to Des.
Yeah. This was in September. They text me. There's like, well, Crawford, they're taking too long, and Crawford's going to fight this year. Is going to be in Omaha in Thanksgiving weekend. This is what I'm saying. I know certain things for a fact that I know
That
Crawford didn't want this fight.
See, for me, that's why I'm not. That's why I'm not. I don't know if Crawford didn't want the fight. I lean more on the side of ignorance and really just like new business owner. I'm a boss. I'm just gonna figure this out. I'm gonna do this my way though. I look at it more as that than he
Yeah,
didn't want the fight. You feel me? Just
yeah, yeah.
just because I'm optimistic.
Let me respond to Nash real quick. Nash, the Ali Act was created. Like I had Lou DiBella on my show. Lou DiBella is one of the guys that wrote the Ali Act. The Ali Act was created because of Don King. Don King was a promoter, and he would have Carl King, his son, be the manager. That's why the Ali Act was created. Lou DiBella is one of the guys that wrote the Ali Act.
Let me
If you go
let
look
me
at my
tell you.
channel, I had him on 2 weeks ago. We talked about this.
Let me tell you how I feel about Bud. I like his fighting style. I believe he beats Earl, but he's egotistic. That's it. It's not.
Very
He's
egotistical. But
it's
would
very
never
egotistic.
fight Crawford for undisputed for the simple fact that that the one thing he has over Spence is that he was undisputed. He would never give Spence the opportunity to be undisputed over him. He might fight him at 154. He might fight him at one. He would never fight him at 157. So anybody that has this opportunity this delusion that they're going to fight at 147, you
Look,
might as well pack it up,
I'm
Well,
look.
man.
well,
And
let,
also,
let me let
also,
me let me,
also, also, wait. Let me give you a little bit more breaking news.
oh, let me finish
I
though.
have not been able to confirm that Spence versus Thurman is at 154.
No, it's not official because Spencer. No one has came out other than YouTubers. No, let me say
Look,
what Bud is doing. I really
no,
think this
no,
is
but
what
I'm
he's
saying I
created.
know the date of Spence versus Thurman, and it's not saying 154.
Hey,
Okay,
left.
but
I
let me
heard it was
finish
at.
on the Bud shit
Wait,
because
wait, real fast. I heard it was at 54 left.
Okay, but I'm
Yeah,
okay.
I can only.
I'm a DM you on Twitter real quick. Which one you want me? YSM or what's your other one?
Yeah, either or. Why is it with Jamil Parker? I heard it was at 54.
Okay, I'm a DM you what I see.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
Brian
Hey, G,
Custer
look.
low key leaked the date in his interview with Tony Harrison. I'm not gonna say it. Y'all can go watch it,
No.
but
What did he say? What did he say? Was it in March?
he said May.
Yeah, May what?
He just said May. But that
Yeah,
was
yeah, it's
enough
in
for
May.
me.
Yeah. It's known now that it's in May, but May what? That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
no no
Devin
no
versus Loma. All I'm saying is
he
Devin versus Loma better announce their date first.
hey, but
all right.
let's keep it real though. Like Bud really just wants to be A side, and that's why he's going to Golden Boys. And so it's gonna be like a 50-50 all the way if they make the fight joint promotional. That's really what
Can
he's doing.
can I ask y'all this? And I'm asking this very respectfully. Do y'all think where Bud is at, if he really go that route, that he easily walks through Virgil?
No,
Spencer's going to been moved up. He's not waiting more fights.
that's 2 years in the making. You're fighting. You're fighting.
Number
What's his
one, he ain't
name?
gonna. Number one, Bud ain't
Alex
gonna beat Virgil.
Rocha,
Look,
and then you're fighting Virgil.
Bud
That's
ain't gonna beat
1 year.
Virgil.
1 year.
Number one, Virgil is the most dangerous fighter at 147. He's not beating Virgil.
Who?
Virgil Ortiz, but Virgil Ortiz would fucking knock Bud dick string loose. Come on, bro.
No, he wouldn't.
It's a dick string.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would knock Bud's dick string loose. He's
I'm
not
I'm a,
beating
I'm
Virgil
a,
Ortiz.
I'm gonna tell you why I agree that Virgil is the most dangerous fighter. Not that he's better than Boots, but I feel like he's the guy that's gonna give everybody the hard fight.
Yep.
How Madonna gave Floyd them hard fights. Like
Yep.
you don't gotta be this great fighter. I believe Pitbull Cruz or maybe even the motherfucker that Oscar got at 135. I believe both of them too. At 135, they gonna give guys hard fights. They might not beat all the type guys, but they gonna be in the fight on some Sean Porter, Madonna shit. But yeah,
I don't.
Virgil gonna give
Check
niggas
your
I don't see
YSM
that.
hell.
DM. Check your YSM DM. Yeah, but Virgil's a problem, man. Y'all. I've been the biggest Virgil fan on Twitter, on YouTube. Y'all know I'm not a real big Boots fan. I'm the biggest
Yeah.
Virgil
You're a Boots
fan.
hater. We all know.
Huh?
I said you're a Boots hater. We all know.
I ain't no Boots hater. I'm just saying
You're a Boots hater.
I'm a Boots truther.
Laughing.
I'm a Boots truther. I'm a Boots truther.
Hey yo,
I'm just saying everybody need to pump their brakes.
put Virgil in
This
front
nigga
of Boots.
Virgil is a motherfucking
Yo,
problem.
when that fight gets made, hopefully that fight gets made.
Hopefully.
But if that fight gets made, left, we can bet whatever
I'm gonna
you
be there
want.
with my Mexican flag.
If you want to do, we can do an exquisite grub. Matt already owed me a steak, is never paid up. Whenever I'm in New York, oh man, I'm working.
Man, nigga, go to his job and steal. That nigga work at CVS. Go steal. fuck a motherfucking day. Go steal.
So if he doesn't fight Thurman, I mean, if Earl doesn't
No,
fight
he's fighting
Thurman,
Thurman. He's fighting Thurman.
well, I'm just keeping it like hypothetically. Like, didn't
No,
that mean
no.
Bud?
Why is him? You see your DM? He's fighting Thurman.
Yeah.
No,
That's like,
somebody. I'm gonna shout out Knockout Boxing. He brought up a real good point early on his live stream.
Yo,
They pushed Thurman to number 2.
Yeah, he's number
he's
2.
fighting Thurman, bro. I've already seen the press release.
No,
He's
but
fighting Thurman.
I'm saying they trapping. It looked like they trapping Bud. They trapping Bud to be forced to fight Spence or move up
yo, I
off
text
the
you.
rankings.
I DM'd you back. I just never sent the shit. It's still in the fucking box.
You said it's still in the what?
When the last time you DM'd me, I typed it in there. I thought I sent it off. It was about Cool Boy.
Yeah.
Damn, my bad. I feel horrible, bro. I'm gonna have to give you.
He's fighting Thurman.
I'm gonna have to give you my number. Yeah, Dev better get
But
that.
like I said, in 2 weeks, like I said, Espinosa said that they're releasing their schedule after the Super Bowl. So, like I said, follow me. If you're on Twitter, follow me at Lazy Lefty OG. That's where I do all my spaces. And Mark Nash, what you say? Chicken Talk. Explain your options that Bud won't give EJ a shot in. Bud's not giving EJ a shot in one. Look, I told motherfucking Bud Trainer this himself. Redder. They're not giving him a shot because one thing Bud has over Spence is that undisputed. That's why he always talks about it. That's why I don't need Spence because I've been undisputed. I don't need Spence because I've been undisputed. I don't need Spence because I've been undisputed. He would never give Spence that shot at undisputed unless they can offer him $50 million. The fight is not happening. Y'all need to get over this shit. Spence
What Bud has over Spence is the worldwide leader in sports. He got ESPN telling everybody that he's the man, and as long as they
but
screaming
even
that,
though he has ESPN telling
it
that,
don't
but
matter.
it's not equating to pay-per-view buys and ticket sales. Bud sells great in Omaha. Great in Omaha.
Whoa, I'm not gonna let you disrespect Omaha. That is a major metropolis in this great
Omaha.
country.
Omaha, nigga. Look. Malcolm X was born in Omaha. Look, Malcolm X was born in Omaha.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Malcolm X was born in Omaha, but where did he move to get his prop? Detroit. Detroit stand up 313. I'm from Detroit. I live in Cincinnati now. I'm from Detroit. No, actually, he moved to Lansing. But anyway, we still gonna rep Detroit in this motherfucker. But he had to move from Omaha to Lansing, Michigan to get his props. Okay.
Hey, we gonna get the fight, man. As boxing fans, we
We
just
are
gotta stay
not getting
optimistic.
Spence versus Bud. Y'all need to get that up.
Look, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it as long as Bud is like on the tail end of his career and he just fighting for a bag. I'm cool with it. He don't gotta fight
Yes, he's
Spence.
fighting for a bag.
But
But
if he get to talking at number one, he the best fighter in the world. You gotta fight Spence, man. You gotta do that.
he's fighting for a bag. Y'all gotta understand. Bud is about his leg. He's about cashing out. This nigga asked for $22 million to fight Spence.
Yes, he
Nigga,
did.
you are not Canelo. You are not Floyd Mayweather.
Yo, but
You're not even Ryan Garcia.
that's how I can tell. Yo, hey, Billy Zoe, how did me
Yeah,
and Lefty both know? How did we both get that exact number?
cause
Think
it's
about it.
true. Cause it's
Who's
facts.
gonna pick that number out of 22 million? Who's gonna pick that number out of thin air? $22 million.
That ain't even a round number. That's not like
Yeah,
20,
everybody know. Like,
15.
put it like this: the dudes on YouTube that's caping and arguing, they're. I'm not gonna say they're not in the know, but yeah, I am gonna say that they're not in the know per se, right? Now I don't got a problem with him going off and taking a fight in the interim. I got a problem with how the way they did it.
Yes.
I would have just told them, this is me. Like, look, so February 4th, that's the date that y'all want to do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take this fight. Y'all push it
But
back.
but but
Push
but
this
but
fight.
look, Jamil, you know I was February. Like I said, nigga, when we was in Dallas in April, before Spence even took Uga's eye, we talked to Espinosa. We in the suite, we drinking, we having fun, we having a good time. Espinosa come up there, greet us like, hey, thank you, for coming out this. I said, so we all talking about making Spence versus Crawford. He's like, we talking about making it in November. This is before Spence took Uga's eye, before the fight even started. So because these negotiations have been preliminary negotiations been going on since before Spence fought Ugas. That's why you never seen Earl Spence talk about a split in 2022. If you really pay attention to what's going on, have you ever seen Spence say anything about a split in 2022? No, he didn't. The same reason you never seen Keith Thurman say anything about Earl Spence since October. I'm sorry, because he don't want to blow the fight.
When shit gets quiet, that's how you know things are cooking.
Exactly. And Thurman can't say shit because he knows Spence hate his ass. And if he go on one interview and he say one bad thing, Spence be like, fuck it. He'll blow everything up. Fuck it. Find me somebody else to fight. That's why
Yo,
that's why Thurman has been so quiet.
but that's crazy that dudes feel that way. Like,
Yeah, but because they don't know. They don't know what we know.
I, I know you're a Spence dude, bro. I'm glad my man One Time is getting this fight. People don't know this. I've been a One Time fan even before I started doing this. I love
Nigga, I'm a
One Time.
one-time fan too. I've been saying he'll knock Boots out.
Don't duck me. Who? Yeah, all right. All right. Don't duck me, son. That's my favorite Thurman, man. That's a prime Thurman.
Yeah, I'm a Spence fan. I'm a Thurman
Hey,
fan too.
like
Look.
like like I commented on your post mill. I feel like Thurman gonna be up for this fight. He gonna
Oh,
be up
he
for this one.
definitely is.
Yeah,
He gonna
look.
be up for this one.
If you look at his IG, he's been training since what? October. He's been training since October. Look, I'm a Spence fan. I'm a Thurman, bro. The only guy that I'm a fan of is Deontay Wilder. Go look at my YouTube, nigga. I went all the way to motherfucking Alabama to see his statue unveiled. When Deontay Wilder said he was coming back, I was the guy that broke the news that Deontay Wilder was coming back. All these other niggas, I don't give a fuck about these other niggas.
All right,
But when
Mark.
it's some
Appreciate
bullshit,
it.
I'm gonna call this shit out.
No, that's my favorite fighter, though.
Yep. I'm just a fan of Deontay Wilder. All these other niggas, I'm cool with you, but if you ain't fighting who I like Fulton going over to Japan to fight, nigga, I've been talking about anyway since motherfucking 2014, 15, 16.
That's what us Philly niggas do, man. We'll show
Yeah.
up to your backyard, man.
Bro,
We'll take the potato salad out your hands, man.
I went to Inouye versus Roman Gonzalez in motherfucking Minnesota. nigga. Because for the simple fact that these niggas looking for smoke. I am a fan of guys looking for smoke. I'm not a fan of these other motherfuckers that don't want smoke. I will be in Dallas for April 29th, Virgil Ortiz versus Stanionis. I've interviewed both of them. No, I didn't interview Virgil yet, but I interviewed Stanionis. This nigga's looking for smoke. I'm gonna be there to support Stanionis. I'm be there to support Virgil. You know what I'm saying?
You
I like
talking
niggas
about
that want smoke. I don't like all this Hollywood shit.
you talking about Bud? Virgil got a full plate. Stanionis,
Bro,
Stanionis
if
ain't
Virgil
no
be if
giving.
Virgil be standing on this, he is gonna kill Bud, kill him, and Bud is gonna lose so much money. He gonna lose so much money on this motherfucking Spence fight. It's crazy.
Hey, Virgil dangerous, man. Virgil
Virgil
is
is a
dangerous.
motherfucking beast.
He is a tank. Virgil is a lot to deal with. He is
Plain
dangerous.
Hogan, man.
He's just coming straight at you,
He a plain
punching.
Hogan, just like Spence.
He
No fiction.
Spence Spence got a little bit more. You mean like tricks on the inside though? You feel me? Spence is my favorite fighter, so I might sound biased, but Virgil, he coming at you. He taking the big shots. He a wild bull. He a wild cowboy. You feel me? You gonna really have to hurt Virgil.
Yeah, yeah.
For
You
I want
you
you
to.
gonna
feel
have to
me?
The
kill
winner of
Virgil.
that fight is whose plan B is better.
In what fight?
Virgil versus Stanionis.
I
Standing on
wish
this ain't no big puncher, but he told me he said his hand was hurt the last couple fights.
Stanionis got an underrated, really nice jab. Virgil got a real good power jab. And then it's gonna be a war. So we gonna I feel like we gonna see who the dog. Like
Yeah,
we already see Stanionis, he like to invite the wars because he made Butayev a war and they ain't had to be one.
yep,
And Virgil, that's just how he fight. So I think it's gonna be an all out war. I was just doing 15 rounds. This is gonna be crazy. I
bro.
can't wait for this.
Yeah,
This
this
is gonna
fight,
be crazy.
this is the fight
It's
of the
12. It's
motherfucking
12,
year.
13. I
That's
got
what I'm saying.
head off.
All these motherfuckers talk. Y'all still crying about Spence versus Crawford, nigga. Virgil versus Ortiz is the motherfucking fight.
That's it. Yo, they've given us a lot of good fights. But shit, it's 12, 13. I'm gonna head off. Left, thanks for stopping by. Zoes, thanks for stopping by. Everybody,
Appreciate you,
God,
bro.
give a
Keep
shout
doing
out.
y'all work.
Appreciate y'all.
Chicken
Left,
talk.
I'm
I'm
about
about
to
to
go check
tune in
that out
right
right
now.
now. I'm about to check out Lazy Lefties Chicken Talk interview with Steven Espinosa. Check it out on the YouTube channel. That thing just dropped. I appreciate everybody for stopping by, man. Thank you. YSM Sports Media, we are out.